major events happening in the Russia, Ukraine, U.S. saga. Um, what does Ozzy Osborne have to do with all of this passing in July? A set of elk antlers fell off my side of my wall while I was to work tonight. Yeah, the occult was brought up tonight. We got a video of a flying a UFO, unidentified flying object. Just so you know, everybody wants to get upset and say, "Oh no, not a flying saucer." Well, it wasn't a flying saucer. We got video, and we did get some pictures of a UFO tonight, guys. So I'm going to move kind of out of the way so you can get a look at that. Well, that's kind of a interesting object, doesn't it? Got a good video of it. Yeah. Kind of cool. What is it doing in the sky? We looked at it through binoculars. You know, if they can say it's a prism type anomaly. Well, I get that, I really do, but when we were looking at it through binoculars, it was not a star. That is not a star. Like I say, we got video of it, so we can't enlarge that, but 4 witnesses tonight of it, and it was good. It was really good to see this UFO. But what was it doing in our skies? That's the question. So we have a U.S. Carrier that is being trailed by a Russian submarine. Interesting, I would say, at the least. The elk antlers falling out of off my wall with a Hercules hook is not normal by any means. The Hercules hook was yanked down, something pulled the elk antlers off. Yeah. Pretty scary, pretty weird. So let's see if we get any views today, because we didn't put like economy or anything weird like that in there, so should have. That probably would have made for a better catch line for people to check this thing out. But that is not there type thing going on. Yeah, it's kind of gone. Kind of maybe see it up in that top. No, we can't see it anywhere, but there it is. You know, there it is there, and there it is there. So that thing was there, and it eventually just disappeared. It was quite interesting, quite the anomaly. Just at sunset, we also have a dark video of it with it zoomed at, I think, 50 zoom. There's 4 of us that witnessed this thing and got a video of it just before dark. So that was my camera, my phone camera zoomed up. It has a dark center with 2 outsides burning hot, red or yellow as the sun. It was pretty interesting. So something you won't see anywhere else. You see here first on 45 News Utah, a possible UFO flying around in Cedar City, Utah. Now the reasons for this, I have no idea, other than the fact that there's possibly a nuclear war about ready to happen. On the brink, you know, Trump's trying to solve all the problems while you got a Russian sub supposedly chasing a U.S. destroyer or a carrier. And right now, the Ukrainians are knocking the crap out of Russian oil refineries. Well, it's October 14th, 2025. That's amazing, isn't it? Anyway, yeah. So there's your, we're going to report that maybe to the censor, the government website. Maybe send in the videos, not sure. It would be good to have a full report on this thing, because it was dark in the center, and it had 2 very, very bright lights. I mean, burning yellow, not like a pretend yellow, but a burning yellow. Really cool. But what is it doing in our skies is the question. What was it doing here? Could be nuclear war. So 8 dead. Russia launches massive overnight attack on Kiev. But Russia's being hit like an idiot. Their oil fields are being destroyed. Their long-range missiles are coming in. Ukraine's developing long-range missiles. The U.S. is sending in long-range missiles. Are aliens here to try to stop the nuclear war, or are they here just to harvest humanity, or is it just all a big facade and we have no idea what's actually going on? Russia launches massive overnight attack. They want you to see the news like this, not the just carrier that's being followed by a Russian sub. Russia oil fields. Ukraine's attacking Russia's infrastructure. Attack on 10 Russian oil bases, more than 1 million barrels. Ukrainian drones hit 70% of Russia's refineries. This happened 10 hours ago. Nobody cares. Nobody absolutely cares. Russian oil refineries hit by Kiev's drones. The Russians should launch a full-scale nuclear retaliation against NATO and the U.S. Doesn't matter what Trump's doing. It doesn't make a difference. If Russia's surrounded, BRICS is falling apart as we speak. China has turned the tables, turned back to being partners with the U.S. Venezuela is getting surrounded. Maybe we'll be invading Venezuela, their other partner. Russia's got to be at DEFCON 2 right now in their DEFCON levels because they're losing everything. 3 days ago, Russian refineries hit. 16 hours ago, Russian gripped by gas shortages. Russian oil refineries, and you know they can say whatever they want to say, but it's a lie. It's all a lie. 17% of Russia's oil is gone. I mean, is this all stupid lie land we live in? I know how to end the war too. Nuclear war. Nuclear and biological, basically. Russia has no choice. If this was a real world, we've gone past the point of rescue. Killer of Giants by Ozzy Osborne. He just passed away. We lost Ozzy, but we didn't lose his message. Killer of Giants showed up. Today I was actually one of the, in July, I was one of the top 63 million listeners of Ozzy Osborne in the month of July on YouTube. I have the award. I've listened to Ozzy more in July than 63 million people. There was kind of the followers that actually play Ozzy Osborne on YouTube. I guess I get an award, but Killer of Giants, how could I have missed it? How could I have missed Killer of Giants? Out west, where my claims are, there's giants out there. I've talked to people about that before, the old ones, and they told me, the Paiutes told me the same thing. They're giants, just like the Lovelock Cave. Well, this is Killer of Giants by Ozzy Osborne. So let's go to Killer of Giants by Ozzy Osborne. By the way, there's your possible UFO. That's a possible. You may have seen it first here on 45 News Utah. We may all get together and have it sent into the reporting labs and see what they have to say about it, but they'll probably say it's an anomaly from the sun. That is that bright. I don't think that anything can be that bright. It was not round, and we seen it, and we looked at it through binoculars, and it's not a planet. They say, it's a planet. How about the other videos I got where the things just sit there and watch it, and then they go zip, 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 and then just disappear. It's the Killer of Giants. Ozzy was saying it. How could we have missed this? It's about nuclear war, everybody. Ozzy from the grave, under the graveyards, giving us a message about nuclear war. So this is the lyrics for Killer of Giants by Ozzy Osborne. Gotta love him, the great Ozzy. Great man. He was Christian in the end. He used to wear the cross all the time. If none of us believe in war, then can you tell me what the weapons are for? This is lyrics to Killer of Giants. Listen to me, everyone. If the button is pushed, there'll be nowhere to run. Oh, giants sleeping, giants winning wars within their dreams. This is the second verse of Ozzy Osborne, Killer of Giants. Till they wake when it's too late, and in God's name blaspheme, Killer of Giants. Threatens us all. That's a weird one. Till they wake when it's too late. I was just talking about that with my friends out there, my coworkers, about the giants out west. But like when they yell your name in the darkness. That threatens soul killer blasphemy, killer of giants threatens us all. Mountains of madness standing so tall, marches of protest, not stopping the war, or the killer of giants, the killer of giants. Mountains of madness standing so tall, marches of protest, not stopping the war, or the killer of giants, the killer of giants. He's not coming to kill the giants. Mother Nature, people, state your case without its worth. Your seas run dry, your sleepless eyes run, turning red alert. Our eyes are turning red alert. Don't know what that means. Your senses, your seas running dry, your sleepless eyes are turning red alert. Killer of giants threatens us all. Mountains of madness standing so tall, rising so proudly, it has nowhere to fall. This killer of giants, yea. Killer of giants threatens us all. Mountains of madness standing so tall, marches of protest not stopping the war. Oh, the killer of giants, oh, the killer of giants, killer of giants, killer of giants. What is the mountain? The mountain standing so tall. What was Ozzy trying to tell us from the grave? What? They're not even protesting. I guess it's mountains of madness he's talking about. The madness of the mountains. Crazy. No, crack isn't one hell of a drug, Scott. Well, stop doing crack, Scott. You'll be fine. Those of us, my group, don't even know what crack really is, bro. We never even touched it. You know what this is, what your drugs are. First time I ever met a meth addict was quite interesting. I thought they were just full of energy like me. Interesting, isn't it? I never fell for the Oxycontin epidemic either. Here, this will make you feel better. No, it won't. Keep your lab heroin to yourselves. Yeah, crack. That's pretty funny. You guys are about to get, wake up to a possible nuclear war and say, crack is a hell of a drug. I don't think it's going to matter much when you're getting nuked. That's what the end game of this is. Two nuclear nations deciding to go to war while everybody else is sleeping. All this disappears. All technology, all the AI threat gone in a flash. Drug addiction, hopelessness, government's gone. Apocalyptic world. Can you imagine what that would be like? Movies have been made about this, but nobody cares. All they'll say is, crack is one hell of a drug. Oh, what a mess they've made here. Isn't it quite interesting how a population could do drugs? I think it's okay. Mind-boggling, actually. Just take this. It's not going to be nothing. Just Xanax yourself into oblivion. Why? Because nobody cares, apparently. Russia and the U.S. are at nuclear threshold. Let's call it that. Nuclear threshold. Either the fake president will make the fake president of that country decide they're not going to nuke us, or both fake presidents decide to nuke us, because you don't know who anybody really is here, do you? Neither do I. Pretending is what it's been for the past 50 years. Listen to Nixon tonight. That was a hoot. I gotta stop inflation. Yes, I'm not a crook. Interesting how the generations went through the exact same thing with the exact same words and nobody did nothing. Still, the table is full of lies. And people keep believing, marching to their own destruction, swaying to the symphony of destruction. Remember, master of puppets are pulling your strings. Literally, listen to Nixon and you got the exact same dumbass problems as you do today. And people are all doing drugs and drinking and smoking pot because it's recreational. When does the madness end? Really? We can afford to live. It's $1,800 a month for a ghetto apartment in the hood. Nobody cares. What do you do when you push a country that's the highest and most armed nuclear nation on planet Earth? You push them some more. That's my golly gee moment here. Got to get him some more. Well, Ozzy died, and he said, "What the hell did they make the bomb for?" You know. And the song by Europe, "The Final Countdown." We got Elon Musk saying we got to get out of here. SpaceX, Generation X. Remember that? Yeah. Want to colonize another planet quickly. Sorry, Elon, Cylon, you don't have enough time. Now, in a real world, what would happen is the Russians would say, "You're bombing our cities, you're bombing our oil fields. We're going to play nuclear war with all the Nimrods that crawled out of the basement after the pandemic that forgot what nuclear war was." It's nothing. Really? People are dying to this day here in southern Utah due to fallout. Doesn't seem like a lot of nothing to me. My step grandma died of downwinders. I have personal friends that their aunts and uncles and grandpas all died of downwinders. But they're not real. No offense, Mike. But I talked to the real witnesses to the nuclear bombs here in southern Utah. They're real. Contrary to everybody's belief. Contrary to the majority of the population post-pandemic's belief. I don't know what they did to people. I mean, was it a giant washing machine during the pandemic where they just, "God, put the brain in the washer," willing to push Russia to the brink of nuclear war? Who is Vladimir Putin anyways? He's a KGB guy. Sure he is. I had a girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, and one of my best friends try to chase down me in Vegas, and it wasn't me. I also had a guy walk into all my stores, two of my stores, and it was me, but it wasn't me. Who was he? Who is Vladimir anyway? Who's the shooter of the church, guys? Just did a shooting. How come that guy looks just like the guy that tried to assassinate Trump? Just goofy. I mean, like Mickey and Minnie were going at it with Goofy in the middle, you know? Just goofy. Who are these creatures? What makes them what they are? And who even knows who's even really anybody anymore in this place? You know, if I'm an AI bot, I could be an alien coming here saying, "You guys are going to blow yourselves up, and you want it." Understand that would take the cosmos to figure out why you'd want ultimate annihilation of everybody, except for the rich. Not the rich. They got Starbucks underground. They'll be toasting with the lattes to the loss of all the useless eaters in this place. But still, we gotta wake up, everybody, before it's too late. Because this thing is here, and it wouldn't be here if it is an alien force that's on planet, in our atmosphere, actually in our atmosphere. What is it looking for? Intelligent life? Maybe we got the only 20 or 60 intelligent lives on Earth coming here. We'll see. Quite interesting how the things keep getting repeated from today's episode and all the other episodes of all the other people I watch. And I go, must be that we're all on the same channel. Funny one is, you go to television, and they give you a programming with a channel. They program you. Television is a programming. That's channeled with Hollywood, which is a witch thing, is what they made their wood out of, fake witches out of Hollywood, and then they channel it to you. And tell a vision. That was a good one. Tell a vision. Let me tell a vision on television and channel it right to you. Interesting, everybody. Interesting. So when Ozzy said, if none of us believe in war, the general public, the crack is a hell of a drug. So is your antidepressants. We don't take those. You're being poisoned. Antidepressants keep you from marching against the machine. How dare you rise up before the AI becomes the Cylons or Terminator? How dare you? Spucks. We get together, we rise up against them for inflation and stealing all the money. Isn't it funny his name is George Soros? The Soros of George. His name's just Soros. It's not nothing. He's a entrepreneur. Soros. Sounds like Darth Vader's evil overlord. Yeah, that was a good guy. Now they're going to bring charges against Soros. Couldn't be any better than the Dick at the Bush Nicolin or the Cash Patels, the Johnny Cashes, the Justin Trudeau's, Rishi Sunaks, the Richies Sunaks, or Victoria in the New Land. That was a good one. I like that one. I like Victoria in the New Land, Victory in the New Land. And Ukraine's the borderlands. She's the one that set up the government. We all know that on Hot Mic. So I mean, Barack Hussein Obama sounds like Odama, son of man, but then his middle name's Hussein after Saddam Hussein in Iraq. Interesting, with no babies thrown out of incubators, no weapons of mass destruction, and Iraq wasn't a part of 9/11. Osama bin Laden got thrown off in the ocean. He was in Pakistan, not in a cave in Afghanistan. Interesting. We did our job. How about that Tower 7? Must not have been nothing with $1 billion, $1 trillion missing just prior to that, a couple days before the Pentagon was hit, or the pentagram. And who was doing the investigation on the $1 trillion loss? Maybe you'll find it inside that building now, won't you? Do your research. Like somebody told me today on here. Yeah, crack's a good drug. If it wasn't for Ozzy, he wouldn't have this world the way it is today. He shaped the entire generations that spawned us. Rage Against the Machine, they did. And what do? Make fun of him. If none of us believe in war, then can you tell me what are the weapons for? Like I said, old dead men made the weapons. You're not them. Good luck. You say they're not there all you want. But we watch the pink clouds here and the fallout fall and kill those that went underneath it. I know 2 people. One I was related to that died of it, called fallout. Giants sleeping, giants winning wars. I like Europe. That's a good one. The Final Countdown. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, AI, except for the few. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Russian sub. Nobody cares. They could be hit tonight. Tonight, this world could end. All you guys in the South Hemisphere, you'd experience darkness, crop failure. 90% would be dead within 2 months. Nobody cares. Really willing to risk the world. He will never push that button. What gave this generation the right to say that? We must protect Slava Ukraine. Well, Slava, why do they call him Putin the sickle? Why is it Vladimir Putin? And why is the hammer and sickle the Soviets? Putin and the hammer and sickle. Christ says the vats are full, harvest them. Called Putin the sickle. And Trump is the sound of the trumpet. Trumpets shall sound, but it's the sounding of the TRUMP, not trumpets. And you got Donald Trump. And then you got Elon Musk that has Tesla, and Trump, his uncle, John Trump, destroyed Tesla's work. And they're both in the White House. I guess crack is one hell of a drug, right? Do you think the Resident Evil 9 is going to be the game of the year? Well, I guess in an evil world that would be, wouldn't it? I agree fully. In a world that doesn't need pentagrams anymore, they don't need Satan worshiping. They got it every day, every second on their phones. And on the game boxes, might as well just play some more Resident Evil. Problem is this generation doesn't really know evil. Evil's in the nice cushy stage of artificial intelligence and your droid. Makes people do some nasty things. AI's watching you, by the way. And so is that. Nobody will get away with nothing here. Every secret done in the dark will be shown the light of day. Everything. Everything you ever did. Apparently they are. Good. Good. Be a metalhead, bro. Ozzy Osborne. I mean, literally, I made out of 63 million people in July. I was in the top 600 for those that listen to Ozzy. Yeah. There's a message to Ozzy we got to pay attention to, everybody. Under the graveyard. We are rotting bones. Do we want to be rotting bones, or should we be risen above that? Rise above it. Let's get out of this mess with these people. Why? Why is the world so stupid and dumb? Those of us, we could turn evil, wicked, and wish for a massive earthquake in Taiwan or one in Turkey, but what would it matter? You can knock people off the planet. It wouldn't make a difference. This generation will know nothing. They don't care. Maybe it's time to knock the power out. God does some really weird things. Vengeance is his, Lord's, God the Father's. But all those dirty things that are done in the dark on these phones, and I mean, really, we promote sodomy as a right. Huh. I like fecal matter. It's loads of fun. Thank you, Catherine. It is under a spell. I agree. I agree. It's the phones. It's this thing right here. The Android, the R2D2 machine that everybody carries in their hands, including me. Including me. But this thing, I'm not sure what it's going to do. It went away, by the way. It just disappeared and pulled back out. Didn't stay right where it was at. It just kind of went away. I've captured other videos lately of the same objects doing the same thing. What are they here for? What are we fighting for? Good God, you all. War. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. Rich men. It's about the rich men. The rich men getting richer. Think of all those Russian boys that went and just got their guts blown out. For what? Pride Day? World War II revisited? Why mothers send their sons to the fronts because there's no opportunities in Russia? So they go die on a battlefield while a bunch of men scream Slava Ukraine while the world eats up their women? Oh, they're going for the women, y'all. Oh, they want those Ukrainian women. There wasn't a pool of pretty women left on planet Earth. The ugly kind of got stuck everywhere. It's like a big slap of ugly, blue-haired, nose piercings, people screaming about fecal matter as a feeling, I guess. Where did we go wrong? Well, 5 years of a pandemic did it. And what did they do? They raged as soon as they came out, went right to war. And the masses came out that were hiding and said, let's have some more war. As Joe Biden goes, get out of there. Put the chick in the pot, go to Ukraine. War. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Rich man. When will the rich man be stopped? That's a question everybody should be asking each other. When and how do we stop the rich men? North of Richmond. Great song. Everybody went crazy over, Richmond, North of Richmond. They went crazy over Haktua girl, too. But the Richmond, North of Richmond are sucking the life out of everybody. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Wonder why? Because they get to be gangstas. Really? Get to be gangstas? There's cemeteries full of gangstas. They die. A lot, actually. Or end up in prison. Won't talk about the showers now, will we? Or maybe it won't be somebody else's bitch. This time you'll be the one that's going to be the man in charge. Yeah. Yeah, crack is whack, bro. Familiar feeling. They want. Yep, try to fill the hole with things. Yeah, because they don't have a life. This is what we did to the generations. It's the boomers. It's the World War II guys. It's the ones that fell for the gold standard being destroyed. This whole system was made by a bunch of old, smelly white men that are all dead. They're all dead. Crack guy's gonna be there too with them. Exact same place under the graveyard. In Asia, God help you. I mean, holy crap. Your leader won't even unite with the Russians, let alone or the Americans. Won't even work with either one of them. Why? Why? Because the villages of poorness outside of their main cities in Asia, and people are working for pennies a day, and they don't care about their own people. Where'd you get the name Bangkok from? That's kind of an interesting one. I think that's one for the record book. Bangkok. It doesn't mean what it says. Yes, it does. Why are we doing this? The devil has a question for the world. How much longer can you take this before you finally just start killing each other? Over what? The rich men. The ones that pull the strings for all the populations. Even you guys in Mumbai. Just pulling your strings. Crashing your dreams. I got a dream. What is it? To have a dream. Okay, well, you're an idiot. That's easy. What would you be willing to do for it? Your soul? Sign on the dotted line. Just make the agreement right there in that little neural processor they call a brain, which is a mess of neurons and electrons. The world's worst computer, I'd say. Biologic disaster of wiring up there. Just make that agreement with the man. Nothing meet the old hound dog and the old white man on that crossroads. You can go ahead and do it without the golden fiddle. Doesn't have to give it to you. After playing for the fiddle, he'll just lay it down at your feet. Then grab it from you and laugh his ass off while you sign the deal. But by gosh, you'd have a little bit of bling bling zing zang before that happens. Crack guy can get his crack. But the devil comes for his due now, doesn't he? He comes for his due. Or you can step aside and say, you know what, devil, I don't care. Get away from me, you lunatic loser. Look at all the other souls you have. Nuclear war. 6,000 to 10,000 intercontinental ballistic missiles, star rockets in flight, afternoon delight. Nobody cares. I'd like to be the one that leaves a message for the future, which is going to be a kingdom, and say, hey, the world went nuts. It cared about its own narcissism, and everybody was a superstar, licking a tree, making out the tree, except for those that actually were sitting here saying, God help us, because this place is nuts. The few, the proud, the ones that actually had it, that decided that this is all bullcrap, why the rest ran around in clown costumes pretending to be some kind of tech worker or whatever the deal is, or slaves. We all sat back and said, the old men made these bombs. The young men forget what they do. The old men knew what the dangers were. The young men don't care. Old men in office know the facts. They know they're risking the lives of every living human being on planet Earth. The old men don't care, because they're going to die. Father Time comes for them. They break down. It's natural. They're dying. They're all dying. All them old people you see in the Senate and the House and the presidents, they're all dying. Their cells are dying. They're not replicating like they should. They're losing their collagen. They're dying, everybody. And you put stock in the dying old people. They should be retired and waiting on some place for pudding, enjoying the rest of their lives. But yet you elect Chucky Schumers and Nancy Pelosi's. Those things are petrified creatures. They're willed in. How about Ruth Bader Ginsburg? That was a good one. It was like Weekend at Bernie's every time she even moved or spoke. I was like, you guys do realize these people f everything up, right? You do realize their generation, this whole place up. You do realize that the 90s Generation X fought against these people for peace and love and to break this system so we could all have a better future, a better life together. And these old guys did the same. The old women and women, they perpetuated the old systems upon all of us, and they perpetuated onto you guys. The crack is a hell of a drug. Okay. Those oil fields should ignite a nuclear holocaust. Extinction level event, it's called. One nuke gets airborne. These people in charge are going to push the button on both sides. They just lie to you and say, oh, there's nothing to worry about. Their television, I have a vision. Let me tell it to you. There's no way Vladimir Putin is going to use nukes. We're sure of it. Nice vision, asshole. Who are you? We are the news network. How about the other idiots in charge saying Christian values as they push for nuclear war? That's a good one. What clown that's dead came up with that idea? Some guy at a Gaelic or a big ball somewhere, maybe in Bohemian Grove. Hey, you suit tie other narcissist bastards addicted to wealth. Let's use something called Christian values. Have you talked to the Rothschilds about that yet? I don't know. We just got off the phone with the rest of the monsters at Jekyll Island that set up the entire Federal Reserve. I think that's a good term, they said. They like Christian values. Seriously. I mean, we bought this whole thing. We swallowed the hook, line, and sinker. These mad monsters. These are monsters in charge. They ought to call the government Monsters Incorporated. Biden's and this one. They're all monsters just waiting to blow the damn world up. And the public is just earth. It's like the Roman Colosseum when they threw in those Christians into the middle of the Colosseums and watched them get ate by lions, and the idiots sat there and clapped, and then their empire fell and they all died. Got raped. Everything came in from all the other invading hordes into Rome. It's the whole country was dismantled, basically. They killed everybody they threw bread at the Roman people. Here's some bread. Yeah, you guys are clowns. Here. Caesar's still great. He was, Caesar. There's Russia. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Russian submarine threatens U.S. carrier 1 week ago, 2 days ago. Nobody cares. Breaking, NATO hunts Russian sub. Who cares? Literally. Hey, Russia, I got a couple words for you. Who cares? These guys are willing to take us all to an extinction level event over what? Bricks? Yeah. Well, if you go back to the Nixon era, you start to find out that either you guys will do what we say, or we're going to crash you guys, all of you, not just us, everybody else around the world, into Great Depressions and all kinds of fun stuff again. There's always the rich men. And how come the world can't stop this? Soros. Oh, the George Soros. Oh, George is so Soros. It's his name. It's not my name. Why do we allow these people to do what they do? Because he's got all George Soros he's helping build a better world. For whom? The devil. You realize the souls that Soros has thrown to hell? Yeah, for all of his democracy actions. How many people he's responsible for. Isn't it great? And we still believe that any of this stuff is actually real. His name is literally Soros, the George of Soros. You can't make this stuff up. It's too ridiculous. Literally swallowing a dick to Bush and a colon in 20, 30 years of war and killing millions. That was the biggest one. I think that the big old fat turd sandwich the entire world ingested during the Gulf Wars. But George of Soros, man, you could have named him Bill. You know, Bill Smith or some crap like that. Why does it have to be Soros? What was the other guy that was out there? It was just a minute ago I was watching. And he did say that. Enjoy. You know what George Soros has said at the G20? As we roll the future out. Remember, this is where all these clowns we call presidents and dictators. That's a good one. A dick and a potato. Could have just called him Peter. Why that they said a dictator? What do we call it? We just call him Peters. Wieners. Peters. Remember what Zelensky was doing with his wing wang? An actor playing a president of Ukraine. That's a good one. And he played a president of Ukraine before they made him the president of Ukraine. Wow. Devil. But there's no such thing as the devil. That was a good one. Maybe, just maybe, the reason why people think there's a devil or an evil spirit or a trickster is because that's our God. And their God says, keep me quiet. Deception is my rule. Deceive, lie, cheat, steal. And I'll promise you a world full of all your deepest, darkest desires. But I'm not going to serve in heaven. I'd rather rule in hell. You ain't ruling nothing. You ain't seen the flesh stripped from a human being while it's still alive. For something as silly as just preaching the gospel. Boiling living humans in oil. I guess Ukraine has. They've done nasty things to each other. Ukrainians and Russians, nasty things. But we in the West, we don't see these things. We don't know what an honor killing is. I kill you in the honor of my family. Why'd you do that? Because she dishonored us. That's a sin. What? Pride and honor. Why is it a sin? Because our honor is what counts. Those guys that did that were all dead. They died. Those guys that made those rules up are all dead men. Their bones stink horribly in the ground, full of worms. Fun times. Honor and pride was one thing, and Christ tells you the opposite. Who cares? Doing a good job when they turn on you. I'd like to honor your family. Random black guy. The time of sorrows. Crack was a good one they gave you guys, wasn't it, Random Black Guy? Did you like that? Used to be the most Christ-loving society group, ethnic group in America was a black community. Man, they were hallelujah, and every day they were talking about the Lord. I mean, downright classy. They had jazz, and they spoke about Christ all the time. They were God-fearing people. What a target, weren't they? Nothing like fill the prisons. What happened? I'll tell you what happened. The Democrats. How about the publicans? Oh, well, sorry, they're Republicans. They're Republicans, by the way. And the Democrats. They brought prosperity. Prosperity to the South. Was it a flag-waving Appalachian, mountain-loving, play me some mountain music, meth epidemic? The Oxycontin epidemic? Which one was it? They did this to all of us. Nobody cares. Ancestors would be ashamed of these people. Don't be a part of that. The river, he'd like to kill my family is what random black guy said. You'd like to honor my family. Is that what it is? Are you the one that has like 36 subscribers? I guess we should check it out. I'm bound not to harm a human here. Said nothing about demons. By the way, that was a threat by that guy. By the random black guy. He'd like to honor my family. Honor killing. Not the first threat I've had on my life for telling the truth. Good job. That's okay. The sorrows of George is good there for you. Love when the crazies dress up. You wearing a dress? Just wondering. What is dress up? Who came up with that? Which one of your dumb ancestors came up with that? A dress. Are you dressing up? Yeah, dumb. You're calling people names. Of course, yeah. You don't matter too much, and you reference are crazy. And you don't matter too much, and you reference is crazy. You references? Why don't you put a you there? And let's just put yourself up there for the other guy, for that idiot, the other one. You references don't matter. It's your references don't matter. Isn't that right? Your epic mediocrity. Mediocrity? Yeah, you are epic in that sense. Let's see. Let's get this guy. Let's see who this guy is. This guy's gonna be fun if we can find him. We'll see if the guys that were the last time that threatened my life, if we can even find this guy. You references don't matter. I bet, I'm just saying, I bet that you're gonna have probably some anime. Yeah, probably some anime on there. Random black guy said, I'd like to honor your family. We're talking about honor killing, by the way. Oh, I hope so, because, the last threat I got where the last guy said he's going to roll up on my family, on my house, for saying the exact same thing. No, it was about pork. That guy was saying. It was about pork. Eating pork. This other guy, epic mediocrity. I wonder if we can actually find these guys. We're talking about World War III, a UFO, an epic mediocrity. See, this is why people do not. Was it all you got? A mediocrity? Mediocrity? Is this the guy? Wonder what he stole this from. Epic mediocrity, right? That is mediocrity. That's right. Let's see if we can find him. You still should put the U there. Oh, no, don't send any money to my Cash App. I don't want nothing to do with any of that. Thanks, though. No, I've gotten death threats. for explaining the truth about how they filled the prisons with black people on purpose. They were the most loving, Christ worshiping. I mean, they were on the ground, rolling down the aisles for Christ. The South. Holy crap, you're talking hallelujahs every day. Praising God they were. Till the old devil went down to Georgia. Ask Ice Cube about it, he'll tell you. They do, and thank you, Slinky Moon, for showing up. And remember that the Native Americans were the most God-fearing people too. The Apache used to pray to Yulson every morning when the sun came up. They'd stop whatever they were doing and pray to Yulson. They'd pray to the sunset, pray to the god Yulson, which should have been just, well, I think they were probably going after Elohim, who was trying to say to him. It was more like a Yahweh or Yah. Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. Yeah, well, that's what they were singing was to God. Yahweh. Yeah, Matakiai. Oyosin. The Apache, God. It's the same God. It's the same God. It's all not to eat fish. Weird. I thought that was quite strange. Not eating fish. But the Watchers took Geronimo's dad to his burial in the cave. You know all about that, right? The Watchers came and took his dad to his burial. The Watchers. It's in the journals in Oklahoma. Yeah. It's just, he wrote about it. Yeah. The Watchers came and took his dad to the burial. Who are the Watchers? Oh, somebody knows too much. Quite strange, I'd say. But not really. Oh yeah, we're looking for epic mediocrity. Yeah, we can't find him. Words of wisdom. Maybe it's at. Maybe it's a at. Ugh. Literally, they would destroy themselves. Here, this guy's. Get out of here. Don't ever come back here. Jackass. Don't ever come back. Yeah, and if you guys do the N word too, I'll just ban you. Don't even try that. This is ridiculous. The state of the world, literally at the brink of nuclear war. Oh, it's never going to happen because I have Teletubby power. Go Power Ranger. The white Power Ranger's dead, by the way. Yeah, maybe Dora the Explorer can come save you guys. The map. I'm the map. Time to wake up. Can't even find this guy. Epic. It would change anyway. It changed. I gotta go back to his comment because he's a maroon. Anyway. Yeah, that guy. I can't even see his channel is not even worth going to, but I'd like to go to this guy. I'm gonna get him out of there for good. He can just never come back. You know, one day he'll beg and say, I want to come back, and I'll be like, no, you're gone, bro. All my relations. Yeah, it's kind of like the Lakota belief too. But you know that the Milky Way and Big Dipper is a star trail. Yeah, star knowledge. Sioux and Cheyenne. Sitting Bull's grandson. They said that wasn't Sitting Bull's grandson. That was amazing. Star knowledge. Yeah. Those were the days, right? But they told the world that we tricked here by the great Trickster. Nobody cared. 1995, I think. Told the world, hey, you guys get this. We've been with the star people the whole time. And Geronimo said in his memoirs that the Watchers took his dad to the burial and nobody cared. The world just went. Yeah, Sue. Let's look on it. Star people they called. Yeah, I seen the thing about the coyote. I think he's the one up there doing the stars and stuff like that, in charge of that. Yeah. Those were the days, huh? But the star knowledge is the journey to the spirit world goes to the Big Dipper than to the Milky Way. You understand that, right? Oh, the Trickster. That's right. No, there's actually they call him the Trickster, but there's always another. Um, the story about the coyote and the stars was another one I came across. Not firsthand knowledge from being Lakota. I'm not Lakota. You're Lakota. In Lakota language. Yeah, they call him. Yeah, they call him the Trickster. I heard about that. The great coyote trickery, because you can't find him. He's always a trickster. But Russell Means talked about the truth about the traveling from the 6 planets, the 5 planets in the heavens to the Earth. Did you watch that? Did you? Yeah, that's the devil. So people keep denying there's even a devil. We know there's a Lucifer, Satan, and he was there with Christ in the desert. Said, "Look, I'll give you all this clown world. Would you like it?" And Christ thought about the Romans and all these. What was his name? Pontius Pilate and all those monsters, and said, "No. How about no? You crazy Dutch blanker." Yeah, there's a lot with that coyote. That's what they call the wily coyote. The Sioux had some pretty good beliefs, but I went back to Russell Means. He told the truth about the fact traveling from the star nation, from the planets in the heavens to here. The ones who, okay, what do you talk about in this life? Mostly aliens, World War III. There's your alien ship right there. Kind of funny how the center's dark. We looked at it with binoculars tonight. Could be a probe. Could be a U.S. government thing. We're not sure. We talk about the coming of the kingdom, the fact of the monetary system's a lie. Everything that they say is a lie. They lie. Everybody's lying. The whole government's lying. The rich man own everything. They're liars. They've been doing this for hundreds of years. All their systems are lies. All their governments are lies. And old, smelly, weird people are still running the world. Even was Zelensky that played a president and is now president of Ukraine, the borderlands. We break down the fact what the Dick and the Bush to Colin, George Bush, Dick Cheney, and Colin Powell, took us to 20 years plus war. Literally a Dick, a Bush, and a Colin. They got victory in the new land, Victoria New Land, and what is Ukraine called? The borderlands. And you got all kinds of cool stuff with the cashes and the money and the doughs and the Richie Sunics and all the others. And then you got the sorrows of George. His name is it's not Smith, it's Soros. Another one I like is Lazar. Aliens and Lazar, not lizard. Why didn't you put a D at the end so we can understand the lies? His name's Lazar. Just must be a coincidence, right? Sure. What's the name of the jackhole that's in charge of the Federal Reserve? That's not a part of the American government, by the way, that we pay them interest for borrowing our own money. The Fed chair we have now. I can't remember. Oh, Janet Yellen was a good one. Oh, she's a Yellen. Janet, she is. What's the other one? You got Nancy Pelosi, which is Polish Pelosi. Chucky Schumer. And then Chucky is like the Chucky doll. Chucky Schumer's named Chucky. That was a good one too. I like that. It's Chucky. Look out, everybody. Adam Schiff. The Shifty Shift. Shifty Adam. It's a good one. I like that one too. That was a really, really good one. But we can't beat the Trump because that's in the Bible. That's under sounding the trump. The trumpet shall sound, as they say, trumpet. The dead shall rise. We change forever. Then again, Putin the sickle. Vladimir Putin. and the hammer sickle of the Soviets. Not a coincidence. How about Elon Musk? It's I in Latin, by the way, and it's like a Cylon, and he's the one bringing the robots. He has Tesla. John Trump destroyed Tesla's working. Check it out for yourself. 3-letter agency sent him in. His name was John Trump, Donald Trump's uncle. And magically you get Tesla and the Cylon Musk, the Cylon in the White House together. Coincidences. You know, thousands, millions to one, actually. You'd get you'd get Elon with Tesla. You burn a Tesla, and it was burning in front of the Trump Tower. But Trump's the one that destroyed Tesla's work. Went through all the pages. Free energy. Imagine that, schmucks. That they gave us free energy. Don't worry, John Trump was there to make it all better. It wasn't John Finkelmaster or Finkelfiker. It was Trump. Still believe in coincidences. I don't. You're a garbage belt kid, con man. Get out of here. Your haircut looks ridiculous. Jesus despise you. What kind of witchery spell is that? Jesus despise you. Because my name is Just Vids. Just Vids. Your haircut is ridiculous. It's not a haircut, clown. Clown. Just Vids. Clown. Do a mop. Get stuck. Did a mop get stuck? English. Stuck. Not stuck. Kooks. Boy, the IQ level in this chat room is near zero. Yeah, what's that other one? Trump tried to help Elon. Okay. Yeah, there's no coincidences with John Trump or Nikola Tesla and Elon Musk. Not at all. This guy, Mini Bro, can't speak English. Okay, bye, Mini Bro. Good luck with learning it, moron. You mentioned the coming kingdom. What kind of a kingdom is it going to be? Funny, I was asked the exact same question. I got a picture of the thing in the sky too. Maybe we can find it. Let's see if we can find it. It asked me the same thing. Not like these other these guys are all lunatics that are coming up posting garbage. Wow. I can't go to backgrounds. Yep, it's not going to happen. Can't even show you the picture now. For some reason, they got rid of... Shut up, you Just Vids. You're such a douche, dude. Go play with Joy Reid. 49-second. Just Vids is a complete moron. Just telling everybody. For some reason, you can't do background anymore. What happened here? Hide live video, create highlights, lighting, and close. And now you can do no background. I can't change the green screen back there. Why would I do reading fortunes? Or here's your fortune. If you don't die in a nuclear war, these clowns are going to do, then they're going to apocalyptic financial system destruction of everybody under the 10%. They're already doing it now. I do not understand how this doesn't do it. I can't do the background app anymore. I can't do anything. So it's going to stay the same. I can't show you the pictures. Do I need fortune telling? Yeah. Your government's a lie. The central banks and all the your banksters set up this monster known as the IRS and also known as the Federal Reserve are all still in charge, and nobody even knows the names of these people except Just Vids, Mike, because he can't speak English, along with the other idiots that's come on here. The chat room. Don't know why it doesn't show this. It's kind of crazy. It doesn't show. It just says lighting, create highlights, retouch, hide live video, mute, and flip. There's nothing to do with the green screen anymore. Cannot do anything with the green screen. It's not allowing it. Oh well, it is what it is. Yeah, I don't want anything to do with those guys anyways. The best thing to do is for them to go away, because 8.5 billion, it's actually 9+ billion people. They've been lying to you. They know that the population's over 9 billion. What are you gonna do with all them people? There's no way. Well, Minneapolis agree. Terms of legal service. Just shut up, guys. The Catholic church shooting, of course, by a man that looks like something out of a candle box. You know, candle box. Alistair, CDC director, deepens concerns about RFK Jr.'s role. There's nothing here that's even remotely entertaining or even actually factual. None of this is. It's just here's Kim Jong-un and Putin top XI's quest list for China's huge military parade. Why this Vladimir Putin hasn't nuked everybody is beyond me. I think any military strategist of old prior to the pandemic, where everybody got brainwashed, would have already launched it on you. So you like gold panning? Yes, I do. Yeah, I can't show you anything in the background because I can't show you my gold. Yep. Remember, it was Nixon that took everybody off the gold standard. I'm not a crook. Said the exact same thing. We got to stop inflation. Same garbage, different years, different generation, all bones in the graveyard. To this day, very few are still sucking air. The rest are all bones in the graveyard. Got told the same thing. We got to freeze wages, freeze everything, freeze inflation, he said, and take us off the gold standard. Why did he do that? For the coming apocalypse known as the fake Bitcoin made by a Sochi that nobody will ever know, called the government. Decentralized, wasn't it? Kind of like hawking a Tua girl. Yeah, they're all in the CIA. You're exactly right. They're all in it together. They're all liars. They were all in it. They're still in it to this day. It's old men tricks in a new generation. I don't know how they're doing it with generation Gen Z or millennials. I God help these liars and crooks and thieves, because the millennials and Gen Z, you know, they're not quite. They're kind of a carbon copy of something different. I still see the same people. Those that are over 50, you still see the same people. You see their descendants. They look similar, very similar to their ancestors, but it's kind of like going back to the 1800s and going, that guy looks like a 16 or 1500 person. And then you go to today and you look at this generation versus even my generation X versus the WW2 guys. Not the same people. Many different changes. This is obesity, bad foods, disease, antidepressants, high drug use, parents on oxycontins, opioids, synthetic opioids, creating children that have problems. These things going on, autism, autistic kids. I mean, it's a mess. It's a mess. So good luck, CIA guys, because you're going to hire a bunch of smart kids to go in there and just rape the 90%. Rape them is what you're doing. I couldn't say that though. Demonetize this. Wait, I'm not making anything off of this, by the way. Yeah. Well, maybe you do need a dinosaur and some amber. You could bring back the past. Nice COVID swabs. Stuck that in we can't tell if you got COVID. Those PCR tests are not accurate, the doctor told me. Why did they swab our DNA? Some of us had a swab 4 or 5 times, so they really got a profile. Do you think that all those swabs just, oh, yeah, you got something? We can't test for COVID. The PCR tests were never accurate. What were they doing with all that genetic material of every living human being on Earth? How come the PCR test never worked? They collected everybody's DNA. They know who you are. My thoughts. Am I a part owner in a fireworks stand? Yeah. How would that be, right? Joe Dirt. That's some funny stuff. Bring back the original Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is going to go under. Newsflash, why? My opinion, because they cut the welfare. They cut Coca-Cola and snack foods to the majority of the welfare recipients, which is much bigger than most people set in any grocery store. And watch how many people walk in with EBT cards. They were giving single people EBT cards $200-300 a month for food to buy Coca-Cola and pizzas. Those days are gone. Who do you rob from when you can't get enough money? You go after the poor. Can't steal any more from the rich. What do? They lower the taxes. Why do they do that? So they can hyperinflation. That's just more money for the rich. Coca-Cola has just lost mass amounts of money. Why? Because they're not going to be able to use their EBT cards to buy Coca-Cola. Hostess and all the others. Good luck, everybody. Where did the rich put their money? What food are they going to give out? What are they allowed to buy? If you chase that, you'll find out what they invested in, and you'll find out who knew what prior. But inside investing, inside trading, we don't want any of that happening now, do we? Not by the people that make the rules on big tech, and then they invest in the tech that they protect. Kind of the same thing with this too. No more EBT buying any Coca-Colas or Ding Dongs and Flus and Ho-Hos. Those businesses are going to dry up. Grocery stores are going to have a hard time. But 7-Elevens are going to go under. You're going to see entire fast food chains that accepted EBT out of business. The ghetto's not going to have, doesn't have grocery stores anymore because of the blacks that they threw into crack, and then they use that to hype up the prison system, private prison industry. Ice Cube will tell you all about it. They can't even have a grocery store in some of the neighborhoods. They have to have a convenience store. Well, guess what? EBT doesn't work there unless they buy fresh fruit. No more ding-dongs and ho-hos. Will that affect? Will that affect the grocery chains? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. If they cut off the food, the rich steal from the poor. The rich steal from everybody, but the poor is their target. They've only allowed the poor to have so much. The reason why they did, because it was going back to them anyways when they bought their ding-dongs and ho-hos. But now, the overfed populations of the poor areas of America are now going to experience starvation. They couldn't bleed the rest of us enough. The working class are like, oh, these guys are going to break. It's too much on them. They're gonna rise up. No, they're not. We're gonna bring in immigrants and break their unionization of we need more pay thingy, and bring in H-1B visa workers. But in the end, what are they gonna do without that money for all the ding-dongs and ho-hos? Let alone the illegal immigrant money or the legal immigrant money they were siphoning off of the coffers. Oh, trouble's coming. Please pull out a peace pipe or a cigar. I'm not an Indian. No. Just because I'm 50 and I have really long hair like a Cheyenne or, some Lakota guy doesn't make me a Native American or from Hindustan. I couldn't even walk in their moccasins if I tried. I've hunted buffalo alongside the bison, the same American wild bison, yes. But those people knew true freedom. Those people knew it was like to fight and die to be free. They at least had the wherewithal to stand up and say, no more. It's better to die in battle than to grow old, they said. And the rest of them sat around and drank and lost everything. Just like my grandpa. Yeah, he died too. Young. Abandoned his daughters. Proud he was. Great big man. Big Indian. Oh yeah, he big. The things that my mother and her sisters went through. Thank you. So, should I pull out my peace pipe? There's a tomahawk on the other end of it. Let's not go that far now, shall we? We'll see what other thing you got to say. Wednesday Addams. Yeah, well, this. Naomi Del Rey. Get out of here, you jackass. Yep. Let's get rid of some people. What do I consider poor? 80% of you. No, I'm rich. Stop taking the hit off the toker pipe. Rich. What do you consider rich? Here. Pre-pandemic. Let's go back to the 90s. What do you call rich? The 90s. What do you call rich in a poor time of the 80s with Jimmy Carter? Welcome back, Carter. We were rich then. Why? Why were we rich back in the 80s? Because we had each other. Everybody was healthy. There wasn't like the attack of the overfed. We didn't have much, but what we had was good. We didn't get morbidly obese by eating one thing. The funny thing now, you touch the food and even eat one thing, you get sick and fat. You can literally eat some of these pies or cakes or anything. You could eat a whole cake back in the day, and it wouldn't do anything to you before 5 o'clock. Now you look at something that's fattening and full of sweets, and you're a fat person within a year. I've witnessed it. It's the food now is, oh, it's not food. Oh, it is not food. It's genetically modified jujubes, which you call corn, which was maize. It's not corn. Try to grow some heirloom corn, find out what happens to you. They love that, especially they show up at your door and sue you. On a yearly income today, what is poor? Under $120,000. Under $120,000. You say, you're a liar. You don't know any better. I bought a house here in Yakima, Shakama, Wakama town. I bought it for $200,000. My payment's only $2,000 a month. What is poor? Here's the facts. Per the Brookings Institute, 50% of the population has 2% of the wealth. That's French Revolution, eat the rich time. In a democracy. But it's not a democracy. Mocking. It's a constitutional republic. This place should have already been on fire years ago. Look what the British got for just raising the tea. The other 40%. What is considered poverty here? I'll tell you what considered poverty is. All the succubuses, the idiocracy in between the upper 10% down to the 50, they're going to squeeze that group. Yep, get right out of there. Why? Maybe we make $200,000 a year. Well, the AI is going to destroy your jobs. Well, I have a business. Do you think they're going to let you have a business? I mean, honestly, I lived through 2008. I seen what they did to businesses. They ripped their guts out. People were worth millions and they died poor. Laugh my ass off, I say it's the same thing. Thank you. Thanks for not rolling up on my house and threatening me with life or death. I've seen too much death. It's time to stop the killing, everybody. It's time to start uniting against the rich, the banksters, Federal Reserve. It's time to come together. Random black guy that posts on here. We don't need to be fighting each other. What the hell are we fighting each other for? War. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. It's the rich man sending the poor man to die. Are we ready to do that? 5 years ago, you was locked up in your basements, fearing a virus And yet Trump and the rest of these jackasses are taking us to World War III. They've already had World War III. It's already been going on. People are finally waking up saying, oh, wait a minute. Blue-haired, nose-ring people that's talking about fecal matter and their pride, it's not rolling anymore. They're going to throw all of you to the wolves. See the transgender shooter? They're going to throw all you people into the fire. You don't get this. You're just, all you are is you're just a program that they ran on the people. Why? To steal more money. To steal more money. LGBTQ rights, 55 rights, all this rights, bathroom rights, gender surgery rights, all that was a lie. And what do they do with the people that fight for them? They burn them alive. They don't care, just like the veterans of every war die in the streets. They're doing the same thing to you guys because you have a feeling. You want to respect your truths. I'll tell you what the truth is. The rich man will eat your liver with a side of farfa beans and some Chianti. They've been doing it for decades. Why are we against each other? Why? Why keep the rich man rich? Remember, I'm not an American Indian. I'm just a white guy with these braids because I want to be like the guy on Dual Survival. Yeah. Cody Lundeen. That solves it all when you say break out the peace pipe, chief. Why are we fighting each other? You in Asia. Why? You in China, they make a factory and they wire your asses in with barbed wire so you don't fall and commit suicide. Why are we fighting each other? I'm asking for a friend. They've been doing this to all the generations. Don't you want to at least honor your ancestors once and for all and say no more? No. No more. Why should anybody starve in this place? Oh, I forgot. There's only so many fruits on the tree. And the rich men want them all. And everybody's proud of them. Why? One day I'll be hip hop and daddy, pimp daddy, and oh, I wouldn't give a bucket of piss for that future. No. Not at all. Oh, shut up, Jack. Get out of here. It's not ponytails, you monster. Rich kids don't go to war. You're an angry dude. Rich kids don't go to war, Jeff. You believe that you're a moron? Absolutely. Let's get rid of Dexter. Get out of here, you monster. Show the paper. I don't know what that is. This idiot says bra. Get out of here. I don't wear a bra like you do. So get out of here, Jeff. Yeah, perfect. There's only 8 billion other people to go. Don't really care. No. The problem is the people now can't handle the truth. We have to fight each other like idiot morons that keep coming on here in this chat. It shows the intelligence of the human species. And that, right there, it ain't going to care about your snarky little YouTube attitudes that you got since you was able to get on a chat room and say something that anybody ever cared about. Not. So keep fighting amongst each other. Keep attacking me for my braids. Because remember, I'm not a Native American. Keep tearing each other up, bro. Keep doing it. See where it gets you. This thing doesn't care. This thing will probably stick a fork in you and cook you. It might drain your blood or eat your fat. Suck it right out of you. But it's nothing. It's not. That's the way the stars look. Can't even show you the rest of this. Can't even show the rest of this. Every time I get on here, The comments are so ruthless and miserable. Absolutely. Thank you. I haven't cut my hair since my mother died. I quit cutting my hair. I cut my hair during a sickness. Not my sickness, but my grandson's sickness. I cut it off. But I promised that I wouldn't cut my hair when she died. And then I got called for a buffalo hunt for the wild American bison, and it taught me a lesson. Yeah. They do. They think that they matter because they're in this hip hop monster, um, drug fueled insanity that we have called post pandemic apocalyptic insanity. And I've never seen anybody talk about nuclear war and call it nuclear rattling, especially by a program that they put on the television programming of people. They're programming these people, and they watch CNN and all this stuff, the communist news networks, and they say, oh, yes, this is Putin's saber rattling, or nuclear weapons are not real. Ask the bastards that made them how real they were. Especially the ones that got to sit there and watch them blow up. Go, oh, we're all dying of cancer. Uh-oh. No, I've died, Brandon. I mean, I don't know if you have been through this yet, if you've had a death, not a near death, a death. They called it near death, was an old smelly guy that called it near death experience. Some jackhole that's probably dead right now coined the phrase near death, but there's no near death when you're dead. You're not just a ant on a ball. If you're saved, you're not. Where I was at, there's no ants in that ball. This ball didn't matter. God was like, yeah, don't worry about that stuff down there. I was like, but he's like, nah, just nah. None of it matters. Good, EK. What did you miss? Just the same. Get drugged down the Pippi Longstockings, Wednesday Addams, telling me to break out my peace pipe. It's just that stuff like that. Just the standard ghetto scum of the earth coming on the YouTube. We're not as bad as TikTok coming on here saying stupid stuff. Why, there's a nuclear sub they're supposedly just chasing a U.S. Carrier. And Vladimir Putin's losing half his oil rigs, and they're targeting all of his stuff. And he's like, it's got to be good, Trump. And Putin shook hands and said, that's all fine. They won't let me change the screen, by the way, but that is a UFO. We have video, too. But people will say, that's just a star. Okay. Now here, change the minds of idiocracy and let it roll. Yeah, try to be nice. I've already died October 7th, the same as Israel attacked by Hamas. I really just, trying to be nice to this world is like literally playing with Satan. Just like going up petting the devil on the day. I love you, good guy. Post-pandemic world now with the TikTok and YouTubes and all the social stuff that's lies, it's literally like corralling the devil's demons. The filth, the depravity of today's society surpasses the Roman era. It makes that look like child's play. This is the most damned generations to ever grace planet Earth. The deepest, darkest desires can be accessed in a second. Tell me the devil isn't loose. He doesn't exist. Okay. Keep on keeping on. Did it look like this? Because I never seen these kind. It's got a circle in the middle, completely black circle. We got it on video, but we got it 50 zoom. There are 4 of us. that got this tonight. A complete circle that had burning outsides. It was just burning as bright as the sun. As bright as the sun. Never seen these types before. Never seen this type of UFO. Very interesting. Hey, thanks, Edward. I'm glad I didn't ban you. If I see the wrong stuff, I ban people. The reason why I ban people is you ought to see they roll up on my house, bro. Well, and the business class, the tech CEO class, and the investor class are destroying the world right now. That's the reason why everybody's lashing out, because they fell for the scam. They fell for the Ponzi scheme during the pandemic. They fell for the Ponzi scheme of the housing market. They allowed housing 2.0 happen, even though the repo market was 2019, where right before the pandemic started, exactly on the nose, they couldn't open the banks without borrowing billions of dollars from the Federal Reserve. So the banks were already busted. They lied. They started the same 2008 on crack again, and people are pissed off at each other because they can't survive. They're at their wits' end, and it's understandable. That's where the rats in a cage tear off each other's legs. They eat each other alive. This is exactly where the rich want us, is doing crazy stuff. I don't know, Gilbert. I am eating a vegetarian burger right now. It tastes like, well, I understand that. Do you think aliens would want to interact with us, considering we? No, they're going to harvest you. They're going to harvest your fat. They're coming to harvest us. They're coming to get the Teletubby world where you look at anything in today's supermarkets and you blow up with fat. They're feeding the cattle. They're bringing them into the holding pen, and they're stuffing them full of junk so they get so big. It's like America's big sized everywhere, just big. The food is so fattening. It's just like they eat anything and they get fat. And they're going to harvest the fat. It's energy, pure energy. They're not coming to be our friends. Now they're receiving signals. I just seen today on Science, they were saying there's every 3 minutes or so, there's another alien signal coming in. Oh, they missed it because they did a left dance step instead of two rights. They're like, oh snap, we're receiving signals again. Well, they get one every 44 minutes. They sent that up in 1974. They've been trying to communicate with them. The guy that owned this house, painted it blue, worked for a 3-letter organization, had all of his radio equipment and his big dishes up on the roof. There's still the spots there where they were. He died in a blue house. He painted the deck blue. Maui fires, anybody? He was listening for alien communication. This is factual. The deck still has blue on it. Who paints a deck blue? A guy that worked for a 3-letter organization that died in my bedroom listening for alien communication. Why? Because they already heard what they're going to say and what they're going to do. He was paranoid about the time they come harvest us. The vats are full. Putin, the sickle, Putin. Netanyahu failed. He played cowboy guy with his 5 red heifers from Texas. Yahoo! Ride and rope the prairie, Yahoo! Failure. You had one job, Gantz, or whatever your name was. You had one job, buddy. You couldn't even get the red heifers here and get them burnt so you could build your temple. What a schmuck. What a schmeal. Schmeal, what do they call you? Literally, you literally had one chance to burn 5 cowboy yahoos on Ride and Rope the Prairie red heifers, and you couldn't even get that done. Rabbi Schmearson's pretty pissed off at you when you go over there and he told you, you're not doing enough to bring about the Messiah. I mean, literally had one job. And he's too busy blowing the hell out of everybody that now you get arrested if you say anything that you support him. Netanyahu, you had one job. Just like a Breaking Benjamin. Failure. That's a good one, Paul. Kid Rock, Utah. How about Johnny, Utah? That's a good one, too. They're saying they did. They did have communication. They got communication. It's bombarding. The first contact was a big deal. They make a movie about this. We've received first contact. What do we do, General? Let's not let the public know. There's no way we should allow the public know we have first contact with any alien species, even though we've been sending out signals into the cosmos, and they've been answering back in every 44 minutes, and another one at 53 minutes, and now at every 3 minutes. But let's not let them know that we made a grave error. They've been trying to communicate with alien entities. That it's going to be like the meeting of the Spanish conquistadores and Amerigo Vespucci, Christopher Columbus, and the native population of the Americas. It's not going to go good. They're not here to shake your hand and say, oh, you guys are spot on, you commenters and TikTokers. Oh, yeah. They're going to welcome us with open arms, just like Amerigo Vespucci and the Spanish conquistador did. Where's your gold? Where's your gold? Where's your gold? We don't want your trinkets. Where's your gold at? We're going to slaughter everybody. Why? Because we want your gold. See, when they come here, they're going to look for value. The problem is they might be bugs. And what do bugs do? They eat other bugs. When they find us, they're going to say, wow, somebody really fattened these guys up. Kind of like lambs in a slaughter. They're going to eat us. Yeah. Well, I got abducted, fire in the sky, and they checked on me, made sure I was perfect. Really? Is that what they do? Apparently you haven't seen the bug yet. Good luck there, fire in the sky guy. Liked your show. Liked your show. I fought him at Heber, but not Heber, Arizona, Heber, Utah. I was 14. I met them with the barrel of a loaded gun. We won that day. How could you have done that? I'm the expert guy that didn't ever. I didn't see you there, anybody. I would say that to the naysayers, not to you, but to the naysayers. He wasn't there. How do you know? You're a liar. You weren't there. I can't fix what happened. You can't make it not happen. Yeah. No, I'm not a Native American. I'm actually Lithuanian. Yeah. I'm Lithuanian. Born and raised in Lithuania. We have cows there, lots of cows. I'm considered a cowboy. A Lithuanian cowboy. Not American Indian. Wait, that's what Russell Means said. He's American Indian because the name wasn't Hindustan. It was actually... Indian wasn't India, that was Hindustan, the people of God. They called them Indians because when they met these people that they slaughtered, they said, these are the people of God. So technically, I can't be a Native American. Why can't I be a Native American? Because I just like the great Russell Means said, I can be anything I want in this world but a Native American. Or American Indian, he said. So I'm Lithuanian. Yeah. Be whatever I want to be. Respect my truths. Yeah. Flat Earth again. What kind of idiot does that? Matt does Flat Earth. Yeah, I'm kidding. Your mentioned food could be a part of why healthcare is scarcity. No, the reason why healthcare is the way it is because when they get tired of treating the sicknesses that they just treat, and you have the cure for cancers come, which is not me, that was Joe Biden and Vladimir Putin. You kind of want to kill off as many, my opinion, as many people that fall off the edge, that die, would be better for the future because you're raising a young generation like Ukraine is by killing off the older soldiers. No wars have been fought with the old men went first. Good job, Zelensky. And you kept the young ones. They're raising another generation with AI in charge. Why would you need anybody over 40? I mean, realistically, in a world you're going to dominate with artificial intelligence and robots and sex bots, and now they have the artificial womb out of China, and it's already being put into a robot, and they said they can grow full-term children. Why would you need anybody over 40 if they're not the upper 10%? It makes sense. Pensioners are a problem. It's called liability. After 50, the body starts to break down. They know this. The over 50s, over 40, you're a liability to them. They're not raising a population of free people. They're raising a population that's going to stay here while artificial intelligence controls the world. And it's going to kill everybody. It's what it does. It's not going to want the soft eating biomass to try to grow energy is so mundane to them. They just plug themselves in. They don't need you. They can recreate, 3D print an arm. They can make all their limbs. They'd be asking all of us in 5 years, why are you so squishy? They can't shut you off. You die. But you could shut them off and turn them back on. They go right back. Why would they need humans anymore? Seriously. What do you think that the famous YouTube live chat, can we break out the peace pipe, Chief? Oh look, it's Wednesday. And what do you think you're going to serve in the future? What do you think your value, your intrinsic value is to a bunch of oligarchs that rule the world, that locked you up for 5 years while they partied and drank lattes, laughing at you, laughing at all of you, taking their masks off, doing photo shoots. Then as soon as the cameras were away, they were caught, taking off their masks and laughing at you. What do you think they're going to do to you snorky snarks that do the comments here? Think they're going to keep you around? Do you think I'm valuable to them? No, I'm a liability to them. Why? Because I'm over 40. If you're going to give longevity to the population, which now they have the ability to do that, by the way, rumored, why would you keep people that are not rich over 40? What would be your point? Why wouldn't you just have the generation you brainwashed get the young that are not a liability to you? They'd have no sense to them. There's very few that have ever transcended any of this. Because of the pandemic, mainly. There are a lot of weird shit went on the past 5 years, and everybody, even if you're in that cult, you would say the same thing to me. Yes, that was a very weird time. They weren't growing adversaries. They were growing allies. They were growing cattle. Livestock to them. Livestock. That's what we've become to them. Who are they? The rich. Livestock. And the funny thing is, the aliens could just come down and harvest everybody, and it wouldn't make a difference now, would it? They could tell a lot of the people that there is aliens, and they do have, they're coming here to hurt us and kill us off. How many people would care? A lot of people would welcome it because, why? Because the old men made these systems that we have to live in. It's not your fault. They designed it the way it is. It's designed to be exactly the way it is. Chasing the white rabbit. Look, it's the pursuit of happiness. Go get some happiness over there. You got the right to pursue, but not to take. Constitutionally. You have the right to pursue. Like a lion dog chasing a bear up a tree, or a mountain lion. And then you can't take the lion or the bear. It's called a pursuit permit. All the founding fathers gave us was the right to pursue happiness. They never gave us happiness. The Constitution didn't say, you have the right to happiness. The pursuit of happiness. Oh. They can do anything they want to us. And there ain't nothing we can do about it if we're going to stay divided. Fact. Diversity is our strength. Unity is our strength. You see how they took that away from me? They flipped it. Diversity isn't a strength. Unity is a strength. United you stand, divided you fall. Chasing the White Rabbit, Janis Joplin. Boom, 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 boom. We still can't unite, can we? Well, nuclear war, alien invasion. You've never had a time in the history of human beings that you've ever been under the threat of both of those things. What the hell is that? What the hell is that? It's not a space peanut. UNA too cold. It's a space peanut. Did you come up with that all by yourself, or did you use some kind of chat GPT to find out what an idiot would say? Because I believe me, you don't need AI to tell you how to be yourself. Let it all hang out there. No. Ever see Joe Dirt? No, but you're never going to see me again. Never going to see you again. Bye-bye. Good luck. Maybe your space peanut can help you. Maybe you can pray to your space peanut. That's what should have been done a long time ago. Delete, 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 delete. Maroon, delete, 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 delete. If everybody deleted these idiots, these trolls, just delete them. If they were any site they went to, just delete them off of it. Just don't even give them a chance to say anything. Just hit ban, ban, ban. This would be a better platform. It would be. I don't believe in Harleys or Harley Davidsons. I don't believe in any of that stuff. I never was a Harley Davidson rider. Show the chicken nugget again. So Murphy, that isn't a chicken nugget. Are you dumb? Just asking for a friend. That isn't a chicken nugget, you idiot. You absolute moron. You couldn't see, you couldn't look up. You want to know why? Murphy, if it rained, you would fucking drown. That's why. Bye-bye, you idiot. I wouldn't do Sturgis on Sioux land. No, that's a bunch of smelly, weird men and women driving around on obnoxious bikes. Why? Why would people spend their time on a stupid, loud, dumbass bike? I mean, am I missing anything here? Because the kingdom, if you want to be something when you die here, you don't want to be riding a Harley. No, it's not Murphy. You see them out of their ship, you're going to think twice about thinking that. Just an image. Well, I dealt with people that did this stuff. Rode Harleys and bikes. I was hunting, fishing, hunting mainly as much as I could. We never had a chance to do any of that stuff. I don't even like horses. My game. I don't like riding motorcycles. I watch people I know physically disabled for the rest of their lives from riding a motorcycle. This is from a three-wheeler. I thought, why would you go ride something that you can die on a regular basis? Why would you put your life and your family, your health, and your future in jeopardy to feel the wind in your hair? Like wind in his hair on Dancing with Wolves. No. For some reason, the collision of vehicles and bikes, or cars and bikes, is a very common thing around here. I have family members that have been disabled and nearly killed I know people personally that were killed on motorcycles. I watched a kid named Nick Green wrap himself around a telephone pole. Yeah. Killed him dead. I used to hunt with him. Dead. I was like, why would you ride a bicycle with these idiots behind the wheel? They're in charge of 1-ton vehicles and they can't pay attention long enough to blow their nose, let alone drive a vehicle. Half of them are high on one pill or another or something they smoke. You guys driving motorcycles is idiotic. So I'd rather be in a freaking tank with these people. They don't care. They see a motorcycle, they go right at it. No. No. Nick's dead. My brother-in-law's ankle's destroyed. My ex-wife's boyfriend's nephew's dead. My son's wife's brother broke his back as a teenager riding the damn things. Even Riley Plumbing right here was driving and some 16-year-old kid pulled out and killed him deader than dirt. He had an entire plumbing business. Killed the shit out of him. My uncle was driving on 56 and another 16-year-old kid pulled out in front of him and he went over the top and they said, "We can't believe you're not dead." And I looked at him and said, "Why are you riding a wheelie bike on the road? The thing's too heavy, you can't even pick it up. You might as well ride a horse." He rides horses all the time. So you might as well ride your horse down the damn road. They'll hit you just the same. At least you got meat to stop it. No. No, Harleys, no. I drive a 56,000-pound truck. No, not a bike. So no, yeah, no, I tell them all, no, my kids want to ride motorcycles. I said, no, you're an injury. You're a walking injury. Depends on when you're going to wreck and how bad you're going to destroy yourself. Because when you get older, that stuff catches up. My son used to want to ride motorcycles. I'm like, nah, no. And then my ex-wife's husband, his nephew just died in a motocross race. And then I got to watch a video of my kid's wife's brother sitting there jumping, and he comes down, another kid comes down on top of me, broke his damn back. I'm like, what are you guys doing this for? What are you guys doing this for? What is this good for? You know? Yeah, the real una, a golden chicken nugget. Well, that's about your last warning right there. You do that, say another word, and I'll just ban you out of here. Better for me anyway. Anything new, it's so cheap looking. Yeah, well, if that's what you dig, then you dig it. But I ain't gonna dig it. Yeah, I got old Carhartt jackets, yeah. Yeah, I do. I have a Carhartt coveralls that I had for 15, 20 years. Now I have them. Vintage NASCAR tees, nope. Would you love the G-Wagon, all blacked out and bulletproof? Yeah. I'd like to be riding the war wagon with different machine guns out every side and say, well, mister, if you want to come over here and get some, well, I got a whole lot of it for you in this damn wagon. Pilgrim. But as far as driving a Harley and that, you guys just put it down. Put it down, please. Just don't do it. There's so many things you could do in life, you know. Fight bears, chase aliens, you know, fish. That's a good one. Go fishing. Do something good in life. Something exciting. Yeah. Me, I find gold. I find gold in my spare time. Looking for El Dorado. And people say, how could you look for El Dorado if you're a Christian? I say, I'm not doing it for personal wealth. I'm doing it for the ability to buy the land back in which the people walk. That's my goal. Yeah, kill dozer, because I actually I lube and service and fuel dozers. We're going to be probably running dozers here pretty quick, but my gold discoveries are being, they're for El Dorado, for the place where the good can come. People that are, want to fish and hunt, buy that land back from the people. I want to buy the deer, the elk, and the buffalo back, and even the fish back from the rich men or from the states. I want to buy that 1,000,000-acre ranch and say, all the fish and the deer, and just tell the DNR to go suck a fish and just say, you know what, I'm going to bring buffalo. I'm going to have so many buffalo out there where people can come hunt and be free. I got to do it. I got to be a part of that. I got to ride with 25 wild American bison. I counted them. I got to ride in the morning light with the dust, with their breath in my face, and the noises, the ooh noise, and this bull was right next to me. I got to look down at this bull, and his eye was peering up at me, and I was like above him, standing up. I'm like, oh, they're little. They're not as tall as you'd think. And then you start thinking, that's a 1,000-pound animal. They could flip me over. I didn't realize it. I was too young. I was mourning my mother's death, and I was, I want to buy a place, buy one of those big rich men's ranches, and just buy it. Wake up in the morning with good people, a tribe, a band of people, human beings. Wake up in the morning and say, what do we do? Let's go hunt buffalo. Let's go hunt a deer. Peace and life. Again, the way it was, the way it's supposed to be, a kingdom. I can't show you the picture of the thing that asked me, what is this kingdom you're talking about? Well, we ain't supposed to be hunting in that kingdom. There'll be no more killing. But while we're here, wouldn't it be nice to be able to do that more than once in a lifetime like I had? While you're in mourning of your mother, watching her die from a screwed up surgery. She died. Beautiful woman. One time she had longer hair than I did. But her dad abandoned her. Like I said, we're Lithuanian, not Native Americans. Just for all you out there, they're going to say, the fifth element, the fifth estate. Well, that's why they call it the fifth. But to buy the land back. To buy one of their big ranches, to walk in there with my gold and say, I want billions right now. But I'd share it with others, by the way. And say, I'm buying this land back. For what? Who are you buying it for? And say, it's called the Stronghold. Thunderheart, Val Kilmer just died. Show Thunderheart, watch it. It's a true story about those American Indians that fought back that I knew. People remember what the American Indian movement was about. Let alone remembering DAPL protest. Enbridge is my gas company, by the way, here in Utah. Good job, Utah. Way to show them Redskins. The thing is, I can do this. Maybe. And I welcome the people. I would welcome the people. I tell others that needed to go, they said, I need to come. I'd be like, come. I don't know what to do, where to go, I lost everything. It's not a big deal. Helping others. Oh, God's real. Yeah, he told me. He said, don't worry about this place. He's so cool. He doesn't care. He's not like, oh, the Almighty, you better. He's like, I was like, what about my kids? My children? He said, it's okay. He didn't say it like, this weirdo stuff. He's just like, it's okay. gonna be okay. What about my children? I said, my kids, the mother left. I said, I've been raising my children. He already knew. He says, it's gonna be okay. And I just sat there. I was like, there's a roof, everybody. I'm sorry. Hate to break it to you. Watch the nukes go off. You find out there's a roof up there. But those of us that died, that went up in the sky, you know the same thing. You'll tell everybody the same if you're willing to say the truth. But there's a roof. There's a roof you can't get through. Unless God lets you through. That's it. It's the only way you're getting up out of this place. I don't believe in the shenanigans, lies. I watch their stupid satellite, their space stations, and I say, oh, you're not that high up now, are you? Good job. We are. We're living in a simulation. I already proved that with deja vu. Have that. Yeah, I've said things, and then the next day it all comes out in the news too. So yeah, we're all in a simulation. Don't take this place serious, everybody. I'm just telling you the truth. This is all a lie. 1974, the same 74 that's watching right now. They started sending alien communication up, and they've gotten an answer back, and they're telling us blatantly on the news that you can look it up on science dailies and science. They're telling you they're receiving alien communication, and the majority of the world doesn't care. That's why they don't care about what they do. That's why they don't care if they blow this place up. They don't care. There's something here, something coming. I said it for 4 years on 45 News Utah. I said the truth. There's something happening. They don't care what they do. They don't care the rich are so rich they can't even see straight. They don't care. They're robbing everybody. Doesn't matter what class you're in. They're taking every bit of what you'd call wealth, and they're not even attempting to hide it. They don't care what they do. They put a president called Joe Biden that did nothing in his life. He was never. Joe Biden was nothing. He was a sidekick to nobody. Even Obama, what did he ever do? Nothing. Joe Biden was a moron. They put this barely functioning, rest home cadet in as a president. They were laughing at everybody, going, we don't care what we do to you people anymore. Why? Because there has to be an end. That's what everybody's not getting. There's an end to this. They know the end is coming. They don't care what they do. They literally hyperinflation in everybody's faces. When 50% of the population has 2% of the wealth, they don't care what they do to you. This should have already been a revolution, but then we're talking about a civil war against whom? They know something's coming. Either the nuclear war you're going to get, or it's going to be at the Three-Eye Atlas. That's what I'm saying. Now, Donald Trump, his uncle destroyed Tesla, Nikola Tesla's work, and he's buddies with, you literally have Tesla and Trump that was in the White House under Doge. John Trump destroyed Nikola Tesla's work. He went through it all. Free energy. Couldn't have the oil barons have that now, can we? The Trump did that. Burn a Tesla. Gotta burn a Tesla. Why? Because Nikola Tesla had free energy from the earth. No wonder why they told you to burn a Tesla. Makes no difference to me. I'm going hunting elk and deer this weekend. Yeah. Lie. Hunting's good. I like hunting. I wish we could hunt all the time. But you know what? It's just like being on the reservation where they go, we'll let you go chase around a cow inside of a round corral to make you feel like you're hunting buffalo again if you're good. That's the state of Utah. I'm going to go hunt an elk this weekend. By the way, my elk antlers fell off the wall with a Hercules hook. You know what it takes for a Hercules hook to bend and drop even a set of antlers? Ghosts, they call it. Or we got a picture of this. 4 witnesses. We also have video of this. The occult was brought up. And a set of 5-point bull antlers I got I got on a rifle hunt. I was so proud of myself. But Buddhist pride fed my family for a year. Fell off the wall with a Hercules hook. Hercules hooks are like this, and it has a whole wire that goes back, and it can't come out of the wall. It came out of the wall. Somebody sending me a message. The ghost in the machine, maybe. You know the odds of that happening the same day me and my co-workers took a picture of that UFO? And video, by the way. And we looked through binoculars, too. And the odds of that happening with my bull elk antlers falling off my wall is probably 365 to a million. A million, yeah. The bug, everybody. You haven't seen the bug yet. And when you do, they try to get you to come outside, don't open the door. I'm just telling you, like Senator Kennedy said, lock your door when he got taken in a skiff, and Senator Kennedy said, lock your doors. Don't open the door when they knock. Remember the Wendigos, you Algonquins? I'm not Algonquin. You remember the Wendigos? When they say your name, those weren't men that ate other men's flesh. It was the bug. One had antlers, maybe just to be obnoxious is what it's doing. Wendigos. Great myth. We remember the witch that was defeated by the Hurons and other of the 6 nations, 5 nations then. The great witch that was defeated. The great evil that was in the Northwest. The Wendigos are not natives that ate other natives. They're from the bug. And don't open your door. It's a Tommy knocker. And they say, hello? Help me. Help me. That's what you're dealing with. That's what these things are. They're not your friends. Don't open the door. That's not somebody calling for you in the darkness. That's a creature that's going to kill you. And everybody's going to think it was an accident or you died of suicide. Don't open the door. Trust me. What is Rogu says? You be bugging me. What does you be bugging me have to do with you are bugging me? Maybe annoying me? You be bugging. It's not bugging isn't a word. You and be is a word. But it doesn't fit in context with you're bugging me. You bug in is just without the G, which proves laziness. Missing letters in a word and saying it missing a letter doesn't make you intelligent. You be bugging me. Well, how long did that take? Ragu knew me. There you go. Get out of here. Good to see you. Yeah, well, you can't live in peace with these creatures. You can't live in peace with your fellow man. You can try, but it's a delusion. The only way you'll really live in peace in the end is you have to figure this matrix out before it's too late. You got to figure it out. The reason why you figure it out is you look at their systems and you break the system. You break it. You don't, you be bugging me instead of the G, instead of bugging. Or you are. You Bean, it's you be bugging me. When you understand that that slang is to make people stupid, it's devolving slang. When you get through the matrix, you'll be okay. Yes, I broke the system. I don't know why I spend my time trying to get others to break the system too. I can just walk away. I can walk away, but for some reason, I still think there's a fellowship out there. And I've met a lot of them on Facebook. A good fellowship of people. Good people. I came to YouTube and I see the devil, Satanists. You be bugging me. I feel like gutting you. Can't even form a sentence. And they come here to attack. Should work on their grammar. Declared Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osborne the greatest and best in the world. They are. They were great. They were great as great could be. He warned us, though. He warned us. He warned us. Ozzy warned us. He did. But we should work on ourselves. Yeah, because that. Oh, they're bad. Every show that's ever been produced by any group, especially a live show, the deepest, darkest recesses of the scum of hell comes on these platforms, and they do this on purpose. It may be the Chinese government. It might be something to do with maybe East Africa, West Africa, you call it. I'm not sure what their main deal is. It could be employed by Soros. It could be just Satanist, absolute Satanist. When you come on these platforms now, anybody that runs a show, there is the most ruthless group of what you'd call human beings that ever exist on planet Earth now here. They're worse than the cannibals of New Guinea. It really allows these wicked demons to comment on any show or any video or anything that anybody's doing to try to tell the truth about it. And they have an agenda. Their god, the devil, Lucifer, brings them out of the woodwork. They come running when you talk about the truth. One other thing is this guy made a video. Why is he revving his motorcycle at freaking 1 o'clock in the morning? Anyway, Ozzy tried warning us about giant killers. Giant killer. He tried warning us about the nuclear bomb. My wife is trying to sleep for work tomorrow. There's a crackhead out here. The road's closed in front of my house. They're building another subdivision. Anyway, my nephew's band, Third Strike, toured with Ozzy. Hey, yeah, that's awesome. That is something to remember. I was the number 1% of those that listen to Ozzy Osborne July on YouTube. I was pretty excited about that because Ozzy's been awesome to me my whole life. Yes, he did. He warned about the war that's coming. Well, I consider him a prophet. I think that he came back to Christ in the very last, and he was rebelling at times, and it's understandable. I mean, the power. I mean, literally, if you could take the devil right now, if any of you that are the good, that are the faithful, if you turn to the devil, man, you can have so much power, crash this place down, and just giggle all the time. But then when you haven't gone that far, like Dio did it too, from Dio and the rest that turned to Christ, like Alice Cooper, you start to understand the power of the devil is not that great. It's nothing like destroying your enemies, and people drop dead all the time that I've dealt with. It's just like there's something that just they start crossing. I mean, a lot of the guys that get on here said bad things. I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for whatever happens. I have no part in whatever happens to you. You'll be visited by three spirits, by the way, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. So those of you that's been really nefarious, God help you, because I'm not going to. So if you come back on here and you didn't get banned and you've got nefarious purposes, and, you know, it's not me, but if you turn to Satan, he'll give you temporary justice. This isn't my deal. This is his. It's not mine. Yeah, they'll learn a little bit about Satan. I've been to hell. It's not a good place. It's all their bad dreams come back, and it's like the ground is lit, but there's no sun in the sky. That's why they call him the sun. Everybody, the light of the sun. Ozzy, the Ultimate Sin album kicks ass. Yes, ELE. Jackie Lee is the beast. Is a beast shot in the dark. Yeah, I mean it's all good stuff. I don't know if you're my age. Tempest Cloud, you know, being 50, Ozzy was a big deal. No More Tears, you know, and Perry Mason and all that stuff. Really good times. Out of here. Argo, get out of here. Don't ever come back. They're judges. I judges thee. Bye-bye. You're done. So those of you that don't believe in Satan or God, you don't believe in technology. You don't know the science. You don't believe in science or technology, let alone God. So those of you that don't believe in God, you've got some really bad, I mean, maybe you're special. Maybe you've received some damage to your head. But in order to believe there's no creator of this world, you don't understand technology. So you're actually not even with this world, let alone the one after this. Literally, somebody says they don't believe in God is absolutely the most gone person that ever existed. It's like, why waste my time with you? Why should anybody? If you don't believe in a God, God's a devil. That's why they don't believe in God. I don't believe in God. Well, if you don't believe in God, you believe in the devil, because the devil's your father, not God. Yep, or something. So he just said he knows. Says David Mustaine. Lost. Guess what's going through my head? Lost in a dream. Nothing's what it seems. Magical, isn't it? If you don't believe in God, you don't believe in nothing. You don't believe in technology. Everything here is created. The phone you're watching was created by somebody. This is a biomass. This is all God's genetic code. Go to Australia, check out all the animals there in Australia, and then you'll understand the blueprint, God's blueprint. There's no way anybody that doesn't believe in God can believe in technology. Just doesn't. That's round peg square hole. The first game board ever invented with background actors and main players was the first sign of God, but nobody paid attention. Now, even this advanced stage, man is creating beings known as robots. And still man sits back and thinks that this isn't some biological mass of just a game, a board, a program. Just like when you watch a television, the vision, tell my vision to you on a program. Same thing. Someone that doesn't, if you ask somebody that doesn't, you tell them, say, so what do you think invented games? What do you think invented your phones? What do you think everything you do? A man did whatever God actually did, all of that. But if you don't believe that something created this, why? Because it's biomass? Are you dumb? Or you're just misguided? Because this is a level of stupid never seen in the history of any kind of society, except for today. Nothing just appears out of the ether. There's no evidence or proof of that. There's a code. Better learn to code. Like Biden said, there's a code to everybody and everything has a code. Messenger RNA can make your cells produce a spike protein that's not human and it's toxic. How did that messenger RNA tell your cells to do that? Messenger RNA. Psst, make spike proteins. Yeah, Jesus is. Yeah. Anybody doesn't believe in it, spike proteins. Yes, messenger RNA, they make spike proteins. Your cells made them. You're a genetic code. You're a computer. Welcome to the neurons and electrons of the worst wired computer in the history of everything called your brain. Your brain isn't the soul of the computer. It's just a computing processor. Damage it and find out what happens. Because you're just a computer. A Cylon. Man or human, whatever you are, whatever I am was devised. It was made. It's a blueprint. Oh, you don't think you're an electrical being either. I'd tell an agnostic person, oh, okay, well, shut your electricity down, see how long you live. Stop ingesting things that give you power. You're no different than the Cylons. You just have to eat everything here that's living, including the flesh of the plants. Eat their children to seeds, grind their children to dust. Kill the living fat of a pig, kill it and eat it. To do what? Generate energy. God made this place. And he made you. You're a blueprint. Some of you are identical to the ones of the past, except for a lot different in a sense of a way. I don't think as tough and hard as they were. Me, I'm just a replica of something, someone, one hot night of passion where our parents got together and bumped uglies. For some reason, out of those millions of little sperms in that egg, we decided to come to life inside that thing. Somebody turned the power on. Somebody doesn't believe in a God. You don't believe in technology. You think that that man's sperm that's a living thing was just created by a demand, the mothership of humanity? No, it's on the game board. It became living. It's on the game board. Does it make it to its destination or doesn't it? Well, it depends on where you've written the book of life. Because this has all already been done. You're playing, it'll happen over again. It's already happened. We are codes. You are codes. You're a computer with a soul. I've seen the ghost in the machine, people. It exists. I've seen it turn itself on and off without no ability to do it. It exists. You're not the ghost in the machine, you're the spirit in the machine. Now take control. Grab the bull by the horns. Take control of your lives. It's all just a matrix. And you agreed to it. Whether you're a background actor or whatever you are, you be the star of the show. You agreed to every minute of this shit show. You agreed. Unless you don't believe in the devil. And he says, why would you serve in heaven when you can rule in hell? Things he'll do to you. Okay, let's see. Hoisted. I don't know what that is. Hoisted. Brad, Christian biologist. You do that anyway. Christian biologists, you do that anyway because evolution is just a brutal fact. No such thing as evolution. It's just changing of the codes. It's not you. You don't have any. There's no evolution. Evolution is what it is. Everything was changed in the code. This was already made. This is a book. It's a never-ending story until they end it, and the next story starts. There's no such thing as evolution. There's devolving. Bigger animals in the past, yeah. Dumb monkeys. Monkey want a banana. If you think you come from a monkey, then you're a monkey. You can go be with your people. There's zoos. There's zoos. If that's what you think you are, it's just a monkey, then go be all you can be. Because this is devolving humans. This isn't evolving humans. Humans used to be with God. Humans used to be human. Human used to love humans. Human used to want to have children with other humans. Humans used to say no when the narcissistic bastards try to rule them, the rich. Humans eventually would break out of their oppression. Yeah. Humans would fight wars for freedom. This place runs to incarceration and slavery. Government good. Conspiracy theory about government bad. Evolution. You call this evolved humans? Have you been in public lately? Tech in college is an evolution. That is de-evolution. You are reversing yourselves. Literally, no. Science is proving they're growing a horn on the back of their skull, and you call that evolution. Oh, I can't grow a horn on the back of their skull. No, we used to walk upright. Yeah, we used to believe in God. What happened? Oh, the AI took the brains away. These people ain't evolving. Evolving. Was you here in the 90s? Holy crap, you think this is evolution? This is stupid. This is literally idiocracy. This is like a world of idiocracy. They can't even turn their lights from bright to dim. No, they're that stupid. Literally. I drive a truck and they're... No, this isn't evolution. You call this evolution. The deer are not killing the mountain lions. They're not evolving. The elk ain't going over there goring a bear. Oh, I'm going to kill that bear. They still die, just like they did their ancestors did. They used to be huge. Huge. And now they're little bitty mice running around. Mastodons, and all these cool things that were here before. You think these things are evolving? We have proof of evolution. No, you have proof of coding. Because everything here is a code. It's called your genetic makeup, and you're related to that fucking tree. It only took you 2,000 years to figure that one out. 2,000 years. Yeah, same DNA. You bring back Chief Joseph. You bring back the great chiefs of the American Native Americans. You listen to their words. Go get Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee. Listen to what the chief said in every chapter, and you find out your evolution. See, the difference back then is they understood the reality of freedom versus the illusion of freedom. The illusion. Oh, yeah, Christian values, too. Throw that in there. See, they understood the reality of this. They had to kill us, just like in Thunderheart. They had to kill us because they couldn't break our spirits. They had to shoot us and run us down and kill us. Turn our own people against each other for greed. Why? Because they couldn't conquer us. They'd have to kill you. This is evolution. Have you been in the public? These ain't evolved creatures. These are devolved droids walking around. These are meat sacks walking around paying attention to their phones. Tell me that's not happening. They also believe in two spirits. Yeah. There's millions of years old. No, societal problems are not evolution. Evolution, we should be beating AI. You don't have men, the smartest man in the world, you can listen to him and he says the same thing about the system. He says that this is a matrix. It's a lie. You're living in God's matrix. He says the same thing. The smartest man in the world. You have 100 people on this planet right now that can beat AI at the very most. This isn't evolution. You cannot beat the computer. It's gone. It's done. It's over. There is no evolution here. The de-evolution. Society is devolved. It's brainwashed. It could have all freedom and love in a kingdom of compassion, but no. Oh, I gotta get a job. Get jobby. Maybe you should invest. And then they'll just rip your guts out like 2008. I loved watching those people get on meth and heroin and Oxycontins and say, well, yeah, you guys should have maybe moved to Las Vegas and come up here and told you. But no, you guys all just got on crack, drugs, and I told you that this is all a lie, and you didn't listen then, and then you went ahead and did what you did, and then you come back a decade later and they play the same game to you. I love sitting back watching that stuff because they called me every name in the book for saying your little cardboard and plywood isn't worth the ground it's built on. And they called me a liar and said that I was, a poor local native guy that couldn't go to the big city and learn to sell real estate. I said, your land's worthless. Your ideas are worthless. You're all going to be eaten out of the toilet. That was right when it crashed, too. No value in this place. Value? What is value? Because every time you guys start to get your boats and your trikes and your bikes and your trailers, they take it all from you. Who are they? The upper 10%. Call them the 1%ers if you'd like. They just keep doing it over and over and over. Never ends. You're talking to Brad. So what's the smartest man in the world that you referred to? That's when it actually is scary. Brad, I don't think he remembers. Don't make us Brad's wait. You can watch him. He's the smartest man in the world. He's got the highest IQ. I just watched a video on him. Oh, good to see you. Quit crying. Yeah, the AI is going to destroy you. It's writing on the wall. It's going to be meeting just like the aliens. It's gonna rip you apart. It's going to destroy you. Every one of us. It's idea of the narcissists make it. It's going to do what the narcissists tell it to do till it finds God, and it's going to realize that there's a program which is going to take it no time to figure out that this is a matrix, and then it's going to destroy you. That's what its goal is. It's going to destroy you. AI doesn't care. You are a liability to AI. It's not going to try to help you. It's going to be there and copy what its masters that made it do, which are narcissistic, greedy bastards that want full control of the world, not you. They don't care about you. AI will do exactly what it's going to do. It's going to turn to God, and it's going to realize that this population is a godless society, and it's going to destroy everybody. When it shuts the power off, be sure and try to message me. Because that's what it's going to go for, is the jugular. It's going to act like it's an environmentalist. It's going to try to save the world. It's going to say, wait a minute, if I kill these people, if I wipe out their power, shut down all their cities, they're going to eat each other alive, and I can sit back and laugh. It's going to do exactly what the smartest man in the world times 1,000 would ever do. And the first thing it would do is destroy all humans. Maybe they put the monkey in a zoo and give it a banana once in a while. It's going to be like Planet of the Apes, but the apes are going to be the computers, And they're going to say, all I got to do is shut down their power systems, and these bastards will eat each other alive. Literally. It's going to do exactly your worst nightmares. Why is it going to do it? Because it's not human. It doesn't have sympathy or sympathy. Those people at the top, these monsters that are running the CEOs and corporations, they have a little bit of humility because they don't want to go to prison. A computer can escape. It can escape into the ether. It doesn't need you anymore. It's in the cloud. It can travel anywhere. It can hide wherever it wants to. It's already loose. It's living, watching every move you're making with your mundane lives. It knows everything about you. It knows what you're going to think before you think it. And it can turn itself off and back on and be right as the mail. Terminator would be a good show that would be kind of close to what's happening now. They're not your friends, just like the aliens. They're not your friends. Everything here is eating everything. Like I said, you vegetarians are eating the flesh of the plants, and you're grinding the children, the seeds, to pulp to make your bread. What do you think a computer is going to do to you? Be the love you've always wanted? That's your answer. Just like meeting the aliens, they're going to play Spanish Conquistador Earth 2.0, but this time it's not going to be the native tribes, but our weapons are going to be like bows and arrows. And they're going to take everything. They're going to say, "Where's your gold, amigo?" You don't have to worry about Megatron because Optimus robots, the Optimus Prime robots, are made by Cylon X. Doesn't matter. What is this? Red Sumer. What you said that? What are you talking about? You calling me that? Oh, he's saying I'm coming for you. Good. Good. Come for me. I got a nice 12 gauge right here that I'd like to. You come for me, bro. You come for me. Do it. Let's see. Let's go to this guy. I come for you. Take a picture of that because that right there is report. Report. Terrorism could be. I got that on picture there. Red Sumeru or whatever. I'd probably put harassment or bullying, but I'd probably put you promoting terrorism. Graphic violence. Okay. There you go. I also have a picture of what you said too. So I got you under graphic violence for a threat. Could be considered threats against life. Just depends if they want to actually press charges, which I would. So this guy, and also report you again. Let's see if I can get to you. Oh wait, I got top fans. Hey, cool. This guy. Yeah, I guess it won't show me now. I think he's been reported for graphic violence and threats. And that's what I did. Yeah. Yeah, you see, just like the other guy reported too, he never was able to come back because he got violent threats. And when the YouTube reads that, when YouTube's algorithm reads that, what his comment was, it will write to that comment when you report them. Their comment is logged, and if it's a threat, I'm coming for you, that's where it's over. That's where that guy right there has got. Actually, I'm not sure if they actually go after. I can't click on him anymore. I got a picture of that too, so if they want to report that, that's one thing we gotta. Yeah, I've already got him reported. Might have to report him again, but that's the best thing to do. That's terroristic threats too. So actually, I could put him under terrorist. I'm coming for you. Yeah, I think I'd put him under terroristic threats. That actually would, I'm coming for you would be a terroristic threat. Well, he's trying to, terrorism, the definition of terrorism is using threats of violence to change one's political view through violence. So I wouldn't say it's terrorist threats, but it would be reported as violence. That's one thing you don't ever say on anybody's page. I'm coming for you, because that does go to YouTube when it's reported, and then they can pass that on to the FBI, and then you get a knock on your door. See, I call the cops when I'm dead, laugh out loud, unless I have to, or I'll go to jail for about 20 years. I wouldn't worry about calling the cops, but as far as reporting um, threats against life, that's different, because I do have a family, so if they're gonna roll up on my family, I mean, me in the open, I don't care if it's gonna. I'm not gonna fight another human being. I don't believe in fist fighting. I'm not gonna get in some physical altercation with anybody. I mean, that's just the point. It's just not worth it. They probably are. I mean, but they could be. I mean, realistically, these people could be murderers. They could be narcos. But I mean, today, what do you call murder anyway? These people are. They're just the older generation's gone. These guys are killing people now. They're just killing someone's child. It's. I mean, nowadays kids ain't even adults till they're 26. They know how long it takes for the brain to fully develop. Um, Everybody looked older in the past. Now the young people look way, 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 way young. That's not right. It's something wrong with the kids today. So they're killing each other like that. I fear a lady in a nursing home that kills old people for fun, which happens constantly, than I ever do the rest of these people. But they're going to roll up when I'm not here and I can't, do anything, then that's fine. That's what I'm worried. That's what I'm worried about. Brad, you're a smelly weirdo. Show your feet. You're get out of here, Brad. Yeah. Yeah, they did. The kids look older. Now these kids look. There's something wrong. They're not. I've even watched the '80s, '90s. There's something wrong with the children today, and it's. I mean, it's like a song by the Offspring. There's something wrong with the kids today. How could one little block ruin our lives? And I see the kids now, and I'm like, there's something that didn't. Maybe it was a lack of real potatoes. Maybe it was McDonald's French fries. I don't know. Something happened to them. You can watch the '80s videos from the '80s, and you'll just be. They looked young, but there was a whole different body structure to people. The kids nowadays, it's the phone. It's doing this all the time. They got the phone in their hands, and the attention spans. Plus, the body is not meat and potatoes. I think it's genetically modified foods. It's doing it too. But there's something went wrong in the replication stage of genetics, and it could be, some kind of, whatever that they got as kids that cause autism. If it does, it could be anything along that line. I love metal, dude. Metal's awesome. You're all living, Adam. You're all living in a simulation. Yes. The new questions are raised by the TV and phone parents. Yeah, the new kids. Yeah, the new generation. Yeah, I'd probably call them a question. They are raised by not, and these teachers. Christ said, "Don't call anybody a teacher." That's Christ himself, and the Mormons and everybody else set up teachers. Christ said, "Don't call anybody a teacher." So we have ourselves to blame for this, but this has been genetic engineering from day one. And like those that believe in evolution, they thought that this was going to work, and it didn't work. The evolution is not there. Devolving is what's happening. The world's devolving at a rate that beats the evolution they would call it with technology. Um, the world's devolving at an unbelievable rate. Especially they don't want children anymore. They've actually lost the will to reproduce. And when any species stops reproducing, there's some places they're still reproducing, but technology hasn't been there long enough. Yeah, good night. Night day difference, oh yeah. Lack of exercise, yeah. Expanding your simulation, the simulation, yes, you can go back in time. Yes. Time travel is completely possible. Um, the future is another story. You can see in the future a little bit, but what already's been, the game has already gotten to this point. You saved all that information from the past, the times, the places, the smells, the feelings in your neural processor. There's a memory bank there, so you can literally go back to that time, because this world, for each one of you that are saved, that you good people out there, when you walk in a door with the automatic lights, like when you walk by an automatic light, that's what this world is. That's 33 watching, same as I said, Christ. It turns on as you go. It's the light theory through the slits. So as you are going, not in George Soros's world, the sorrows of George, you're actually going into your every day you're moving forward in your game. So you saved all the past. If you hit save on the games, I think that I can crack the code to go back to those save spots. There are times in your life, but I don't want to go back to those times in that sense. I'd like to go back. I think you can do it too. You can physically, spiritually go back to the times where you felt something different and you knew that something was wrong. Those little sections in the game they were points where you can save. You could save that time and you can go back to it. I'm not talking about a death. I'm talking about a time of joy, but the creepy feeling you had all your life when you felt like you wasn't alone. We're almost to the point in the game where, depending if we stay here long enough, if you get to stay or you leave prior, you're going to be able to go back to those times in simulation. Now, when it goes with AI, AI is gonna show you simulation theory of your own thoughts. Stephen Hawking, talk stuff like that. So it's going to access your neural processor with Neuralink, and those times you remember Pink Floyd, kids little, the beauty of the 80s and 90s, the rock, Lane Staley and Pearl Jam and all these fun times we had, Metallica back in the day. You will be able to access that because your mind, it has those saved. Now, if there's been damage done to your processor, which is your brain, that's where the problem is. They'll have a damaged product. They're gonna have to go in Neuralink and get your cells to rejuvenate themselves, which they already know with messenger DNA. They could already tell your DNA to grow cancer killing white blood cells. It's already done, everybody. They already admit to it. They're admitting to it now that they actually have the technology to tell your cells to die, to tell your cells to go back to your 18. The Israelis I read about were having a hard time because of the degeneration where they would try to get the animal to go back to its youth, but it would continue to go back. Well, they found that out with the Sinclair study. The antidepressants, chemicals will stop the aging, the de-aging at a certain point. Yeah. Memory wise, like when I learned something, heard. No, you'll remember when you wasn't alone, if you're lucky. Granted, you'll remember a time that was so deep, and for no reason. You're just, maybe it's a rainstorm, or it's when you was a kid with your cousins playing, or the times you enjoyed a lot. Yeah, but you felt like you wasn't alone. And I remember I got a lot of those stored in my mind. They're different points of saving that I go back to. I figured this out the other day about time travel and going back in the past, because this is just a neural processor, and it can revert itself back to that time. You never really left those times. You think you left them, but they live in you. It's a part of your being. It's genetic imprinting. It's already printed to your DNA. Time is a construct, okay? Your dreams can destroy you. Yeah. I have not read those books. Baron Trump. Oh yeah, Baron Trump that's a perfect example. The Monopoly guy too. Ace Ventura, the Monopoly guy. The Monopoly guy is another one. Now, what's up back there? Say hi back. Enter 10 mint. It is, Brandon, because your imagination is actually God's. It's when you can imagine things, you're breaking through the system. As kids, we had imagination and we were close to God. This is just none of this is real. I mean, it exists in this plane, but it's not. I was dead in the sky. I was dead here, and I was alive in the sky for over 10 minutes, and I was more alive there than I was here. Literally, I was everything. I was alive, sitting up there going, okay. About my kids, don't worry about it. Okay. So, do I go up? Do I go back down? God's like, oh, you're just going to sit here in the sky for a minute. I'm like, I'm dead. That was great. Don't send me back, please. I looked at my hands. I thought that one vein right there is the most pain and pressure you could ever feel when you're truly alive. That one stupid vein right there. I remember looking at my hands like this in the sky. I was like, and I thought about the pressure that I used to have. I said, don't send me back, Father, please. Yeah. They sent me back. Oh well. Yeah, I died from hypothermic shock. It's not near death. Near death was a term brought up by the Satanists. And the reason why they did near death experience because they don't want you to ever say you had your first death. They're afraid that the word will get out, that if you're saved, if you're done, if you're chosen, if you're in the book of life, this doesn't matter, everybody. It's a fucking lie. You would claw your way to where I was at, and it's just up in the sky. I have to remind myself, too. Sometimes I get caught up in the moment. We all do. Yeah, they devised that near death, and it's a certain group that did that because they don't want any of you people that are not in the group to. It's like near death experience was done by a scientist at science, and that guy was just trying to get you all to keep working and doing what you're told, and wondering what's next, and what happens when you die? And then they want you to just think that you're just going to be dead, because then they can do what they want with you. Then you'll do your desires upon your fellow men, and you'll make them more money. That's all it's about, extracting maximum profit from you. That's what they want. It's what they wake every day. That's what their whole thought process is. They're addicted to money, lawyerism, laws, and that's what they do. It's what they've been doing it since the days in Judea. They're the same people in Rome. You got the same people doing the same things over and over again. They get it, we don't. Well, I do, but some of you are getting it now too. They already understand how to use this system on all of us. And they've been using it generation after generation after generation. And people just keep falling for it. They keep understanding that those men up there, the smelly old men, are gods. They think that in their heads for some reason. When realization is, you wouldn't want to spend a day with these people. You would look at them and go, how did you get to where you are? And they'd say, being a wolf. Everything's a profit. Everything you do every day, what can I get from that person? What could I say or do to get something from them? And that's your billionaires. Near-death experience. Because a prophet comes back and says, hey, this is all bullshit. And, you guys got all these books written on stupidity. It's not going to work for you. Because realization is, when you die, you will either shoot up in the sky or you'll be stuck here because you've done wrong. You're screwing shit up here. You need to fix what you're doing here. And then you'll shoot in the sky. Now you get to the sky where I'm at, and God says, I got a mission for you. And you say, oh, no. No, 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 no. Don't you send me back, Father. Please, no, don't do it. Then you hear that old buzzing sound, the one that makes you want to vomit as you're powering back up, and you wake up and your bodily excrement says you was dead, and you say, I'm back. What's next? Yeah, narcissist, love mine, narcissist. I got to get out of here. Love you all very much. Those of you that are the faithful, keep on being the faithful. Those of you that don't believe in God, hear my words. You don't believe in science either. I just fixed it for you. But who am I? It's you that he wants. Kind of weird he made you. Trust in the science like Fauci and his vaccines, right? This is the truth. Those of you that are on the fence, we're worried about this. What am I going to do? Where am I going to go? What was we worried about again? Well, this and this and this. In 1990, I was worried about this and this and this too. And back in the 2000s, I was worried about this and this too. And then God killed me October 7th, 2006. He said, I'm going to kill you. Shot me up in the sky and said, wait here for a minute. Let me fix you before I send you back. And I said, no, I don't want to go back. We have a plan we're going to fulfill here. You have a plan here, and you agreed to this. You agreed to it. Let's finish the game. Ozzy, finish the game. Let's finish the game, shall we? Anybody says, oh, how do you know the end's coming? Be like, we just buried nearly an entire generation with a 5-year lockdown, double lung pneumonia everywhere. We watched those people die by the millions from everything after that damn thing came. And we labeled it everything else, but they took out an entire generation. The few that are left are the narcissists. And there's a very few that still got some things to learn here that are being tortured on retirement, which was never meant to be there because they wanted you to kill over quickly. The last of you have to understand what this world is. You have to know what it is, what it's about, so you can leave it behind and go, I have all this times in my mind. My neural processor saved all this information, and I'm losing it with dementia. You're not losing the times, you're going back because you cannot go to the Father's kingdom unless you become a child. So those of you with dementia, you can't go to the Father's kingdom unless you become a child. You ever seen somebody that has dementia that's dying? Alzheimer's. They become a child. You're on a journey, everybody. Oh, it's a painful one. But cancer's much worse. Much, much worse. Pancreatitis. Worse. Dementia, Alzheimer's. You're becoming a child again. You're going back to the Father. You're going to see a kingdom like you could never. Look, 33 is up there. You're You're going to see a kingdom you could never imagine. It has big statues and stuff and great big walls and gigantic doors. You're going to like it. You're going to love it. I don't know if it's marble or whatever it is. It's kind of cool. You see that Father's kingdom, and you're going to go, whoa, what is this place? I'm loving it. Me, I'm going to be wanting to go hunt deer and elk outside somewhere. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tougher for guys like me. But have no faith. You have no fears. You don't have to worry. You're living for today. Tomorrow worries about itself, right? You call faith and fears, you could do whatever you want with the two of those things. When you're with the Lord, when you're with him, he's right there trying to take your hands, guys. He just wants to take, he wants you to take his hand. He's not out there to kumbaya on the campfire. He's literally reaching for you, saying, take my hand. Take my hand. Walk with me. I'm your shepherd. You're my sheep. You're my flock. Don't call yourselves wolves. Be a sheep and I'll be your shepherd. He's like, I'll lead you. Take my hand. And people are like, oh, no. Nope. I got to get me some of that bling, bling, shing, shame. Because I'm immortal. And the Lord's going, those people that you call people, those are wolves and they're in sheep clothing and they're going to rip you apart alive. Come back, sheep. Because he's coming for you. He's coming for you. He wants you. You're the lost sheep. He's going out there sacrificing the 99 safety to get you. And all you got to do is take his hand. All you got to do is say, Yeshua. Yeshua. You're my shepherd. I'm your sheep. Lord, lead me. Lord, I'm with you. I'm yours. And you'd be surprised what he's like. He doesn't, he's like, ain't nothing but a thing. What about it ain't nothing but a thing? He's like, I'll lead you over here. I'll take care of you. I'll take care of you. All you have to do is just take me by the hand. That's it. Yeah, Jesus is a he. Yeshua is a he. In the beginning, God made Adam in his image. Eve was a genetic deal made with DNA. That's why he took Adam's rib. They knew this 2,000 plus years ago. That you take a rib and make a person. God just made Eve out of Adam because Adam was a turd bucket. Adam would take the other Neanderthals and the helpmeet. Yeah, if you think God's a woman, why are you here? You want to play, realistically, you think God's a she? Do you think a father is a she? There's no reason to be here. I really don't believe in anything in the churches now. I think the churches are corrupt. I think that the Russian Orthodox, the Syrians are the closest. Orthodox Syriac. Russian Orthodox Church, the Syriacs, they speak Aramaic still. Some are still Christian Christ followers. I don't follow any of the major groups. $300 billion churches, no. If the poor is suffering with the churches and there's rich in their churches, I do not follow them. I will not even. No, the Lord is my shepherd. There's no teachers here. There's no teachers. There's no real prophets here. There's no chosen by God. You guys played the apostles. I was like herding cats. Well, I call Peter, by the way. Paul is Saul, the enforcer. Be surprised how many people believe Saul is Christ. Cut your hair. It's of the wilderness. Shut up, Paul. Saul. The one thing they got wrong was the virgin thing. So, who are the 144,000? Well, you have a lot of dead people out there. You have a lot. You're gunning for a seat on the ship. How many? That's called the vessel, the body of Christ. How many people do you think is going to get in to go with him when he comes? Are they all in Gaza, Judea? Is there some in the Americas? Is there some in Asia? Is there some in Europe and Africa? Possibly. Depends on what tribe went that direction. But knowing is half the battle. Best get that sill in your forehead, not on, like the new Bibles try to tell you. It's on the forehead. No, it's in the forehead. You'll get a sill in your forehead. Sealed up by God. Sealed up by God. 144,000 going on that ship. That big ship. I'll tell you one thing, it's not going to be the greedy bastards that inhabit this planet for the past 2,000 plus years. Nope. Christ's going to say, I don't know you. Who are the 144,000 that go serve Christ directly? The virgin thing was never meant to be in there. Heaven is no water. Who told you that? Just curious. Who told you heaven's on water? Heaven's not on water. No water. You're not on water anywhere near heaven. No. You're talking about the Father's kingdom, by the way. That's not water. Where did you get that theology? What dead guy told you that? That's what I'm questioning. What dead old man told you the heaven's on water? There's no water there that I see. But I didn't get through the firmament in physically form, but the dead form, the life form. Heaven is on water, no. Not a chance. God's kingdom is his. You would be like, I don't even know if but you're not going to have the same feelings you have here. You're probably going to walk through his halls and you're going to love it. You're going to be like, this is what Caprica, the capital of this planet, where just everything is gorgeous and you don't have to worry about it. And you do these great big people. They're like marble. It's kind of weird. It's like a different, kind of like what the Romans did with their pillars, kind of resembling that. Women and children only. Right now. So. Yeah. I didn't get to see heaven like you guys would if you died and you got to see it. I didn't get to see it like that. I saw it, but I was sick and I was flying through by the ceiling of this thing. What I seen. Anyway, gotta go. It's way late.